Hello friends, this is Chris with Tactical RNG and we are back for another Quasimorph Saturday morning stream. In this case it is actually very early morning, it's 10:30 and I actually have been here since 9, but I've been playing around doing the thumbnail for the stream. As usual, setting up the stream in YouTube has never been easy and it's not getting easier for some reason. It's the same annoying, frustrating step by step that you have to go, experience that you have to go every single time you set up a stream, do the new thumbnail and all that, because for some reason YouTube doesn't allow you to start a stream without a thumbnail, so I have to update the thumbnail every single time. And as I am such a I don't know, nitpicker, I end up every time I open up a Photoshop to play around with the thumbnail, I end up wasting way too much time going over just simple couple of details. Anyway, so today what I'm going to do, I've been following up the updates from the developer, and apparently there's going to be a small technical improvement patch coming up this month, I think. Soon, at least in the last quarter of 2024. And this is going to bring a whole bunch of technical improvements and from my understanding a little bit of content. So before that happens, I'm just going to do a little bit of an experimental session and see what we can do in terms of trying out new difficulties and trying out new things. So last time I played on the previous stream, I haven't been playing offline since the last stream. So last time I was going for the unfair, the default difficulty, and I found this to be challenging and interesting. However, I still have a problem with AP. I do not like the fact that there's an extra AP. I have been playing off stream in my own time. I have been playing a lot of Terminus Zombie Survivors, and I gotta say I love that game. The mechanics, the way that the game plays with the large AP pool, and everything is based on AP, and you have to manage the AP all the time, and you have like this variable effects that apply to you which affect the AP, and then in turn your AP affects everything else that you can do. It's like the core mechanics of that game are so much better than this one. Unfortunately, I have to say, but this is how I feel, so I'm gonna say what I feel. I feel like this game has a major fundamental problem down to the core, which is rooted in the AP system. And I felt like this was a problem ever since I started playing the game, but it's like the more the game advances and the more complex it gets, the more you feel that impact of the fundamental flaw, which is the limited AP system. It's just, you cannot do as much as the game could do because you have that system where you have free, actually it's not even free, it's like between 1 and 3 actions, and everything is limited based on that. And then you see you have this unfair difficulty, which, I mean, you cannot scale up the difficulty because once you add more AP towards the enemy, there's no granularity. You are bound to add +1. You cannot add like a half of AP or something like that because it doesn't make any sense. So you add one more action, but the second you add one more action to the game, you immediately like overwhelm the difficulty in favor of the enemy. So this is why it's fundamentally bad. Having a large AP pool with actions costing different values. So having a large AP pool allows you to have different costs. For example, you can have a pistol that costs like 5 and another pistol that costs like 4, and you can have some sort of like modifier that gives you -1 or +1. So when you have like this large AP pool where actions cost different amounts of AP and you have different enemies with different amount of AP, when you have this large AP pool, you can do much more with it. You can have much more wiggle room. You can play around with effects and all that. But when you're constrained to like 1, 2, 3 AP, just adding one more to the enemy, you're just completely flipping up the difficulty and making it like unreasonable. So I wouldn't say this is unfair. I mean, unfair, fair is a relative term, right? But I would call it unreasonable. It just doesn't work for me. Anyway, rant over. Let me get to the game. Customize. Yeah, I could sit here and rant for a long time because I really like this game. I really liked it when I started playing it. Now that I've played Terminus Zombie Survivor for so much, I think I put like, I don't know, 100 hours in the last couple of weeks. I kind of discovered the same passion I had for Quasimorph when I started playing it, and somehow I lost that, and it's frustrating because the game is getting richer, but it's not, from a gameplay perspective, it's not getting more interesting. It's like the richness of the game expands, but the fun that you have playing the game, it's, for me, it's not expanding with the richness of the game. Anyway, yeah, and going to zombie the Terminus Zombie Survivor and playing that. That's so much shallow compared to this one. It's much simpler game, and yet it feels so much more rewarding and so much interesting. And I'm playing that on the Apocalypse difficulty on the maximum settings, and it's challenging, but it's challenging in a fun way, and it feels like I have agency over the game, and the game doesn't just, I don't know, have this unreasonable state towards me. Anyway, yeah. I'm ranting. I've spent like 5 minutes of the stream just ranting of random stuff. Let's go to sandbox. Yeah, let's look at this setting. So faction growth 100%. No, can I start with unfair and look at this? Let's look at the settings. So on unfair, everything is 100%. Wait, is it? No, it's this. You have to go for switch here. You have to switch here. So easy. Okay, easy. Well, let's not even look at this. Normal is everything is 100%. If you go to unfair, faction growth 120. I'm not really sure how this is a difficulty. I don't find the faction growth to be a difficulty. I mean, I could set this up. Let's just set it up to 200. I think, for my perspective, I think this is a good thing. Because, I mean, yes, I know that the difficulty of the missions increase with the faction strength. But I don't find that to be a constraint, because if you're bumping up the difficulty doesn't come from the strength of the enemies, I guess. I don't know. The way I see it is like, if there are stronger enemies, you can kill a stronger enemy and get stronger gear. So once you have stronger gear, your impact is stronger also. So I don't see it like a disadvantage. I see the faction growth as a way to skip the grind. You're basically making the grind shorter, because the game, to be honest, in the last couple of updates has been pushing grind up on the player. It feels like there's an unnecessary amount of grind that's being pushed up on the player just for the sake of, I don't know what is the sake, because it's not fun. Just having to grind hundreds of missions, doing the same content, doing the same enemies, the same things over and over to get more upgrades, so that you can push up the numbers. And then once you push up the numbers, you can go and grind higher missions, difficulties, and do it all over again. That's not fun. Pushing up numbers is never fun. Getting new mechanics and playing around with mechanics and experimenting new things, that's fun. But pushing up, grinding for the sake of pushing numbers up, it's not fun. Reputation with factions, 80%. Yeah, I mean, let's go for 50%. Mission reward points, 50%. Minimal. Dignitas for selling. I don't know what's Dignitas. I guess this is when you sell stuff. 10%. Number of enemies. I'll put it to maximum. Number of items. Minimum. Crafting speed. I guess it's lower, which means that it's slower to make something. Yeah, so this, according to the custom difficulty, this would be like the most extreme settings that you can do, right? This right here. Let's look at the combat. General, evacuation rules, mission done. Yeah, this one with the evacuation rules, mission done, I don't feel like this is nice. I feel like chip obtained sounds much more interesting, because again, not even mentioning the fact that it doesn't make sense from a lore perspective. I mean, why would you have to finish the mission to evacuate? It doesn't really make sense. But this is not this is fun. This is an option. Giving the player options, from my perspective, it's fun. Locking the player and forcing them to go all the way to the end, there's no fun in that. I mean, yeah, it's extra difficulty, but I mean, the difficulty is every single turn you take. So when you take a turn, you risk dying. So it's not like if you're forced to go all the way to the end, it's gonna be more difficult. It's nice to be able to think about it. Okay, do I extract now with what I have, or do I risk it to move forward and finish the mission? So this shouldn't be really like a difficulty option. This should be like more like, do you really want to risk and finish the mission, and you are going to benefit from the rewards of finishing the mission? Because right now, if extracting with the chip is more beneficial than finishing the mission, then I mean, why do you play the mission in the first place, right? I mean, shouldn't the mission be rewarding? Shouldn't you want to risk it all, right? Yeah, again, I'm ranting. Emergency case. This is the emergency case that you get when you die. You get like free stuff. I like not having it. Floor reset on death. I guess this is like when you die, restart. You can start on the same floor after you die. This would be an interesting way to play, activating this option, so that you go in with the maximum difficulty settings, but then if you die, you just restart from the beginning of the floor. This would be interesting. It would allow you to be more risky in your play. It would allow you to be faster in the way you actually, let's play like this. I wanna experiment with this, because I mean, yes, technically you will never lose a character anymore if you do this. However, it allows much more interesting gameplay. It allows you to, hey, I'm gonna try this very risky maneuver. I'm gonna be more aggressive. And the fact is that you still get punished, because if you spend like 1 hour through a floor and you die, then you have to restart. So there is still the element of punishment. But you don't have to be stressed like normally when you play the game. Every single turn you're stressed all the time. Oh my god, something is going to happen, I'm going to die and lose everything. No, you're just more casual, more relaxed. Cloning, need a new chip. Again, instant, takes time, need new chip. I mean, okay, let's go for the maximum difficulty. Let's go like this. I'm gonna go with the restart. And I'm just gonna put everything to the maximum difficulty. The thing is that if you have the restart on this, you will never die. So this one becomes kind of pointless, right? There's no point in this anymore. Equipment on death, all. Yeah, this is interesting. So does it still apply with floor restart on this? If you die, you start on the same floor, but do you lose all the stuff? Let's see what happens. Not lost, only backpack. Oh, that's very interesting. What happens? Lose perks on death. Lose rank on death. I wonder if this applies for the restart on death. Let's see what happens. Perk XP, experience needed. Yeah, this is also really. Let's put it on this maximum. Let's try like this. So let's make it very easy to level up the perks, but you lose the perks when you die. However, you restart on the same floor, so it's like it's always fresh. You're always starting again. Starting equipment few, starting operatives 2, starting classes 2. Let's put it on 1. Random starting operatives, sure. Equipment. What happens if you don't do random? What's the default one? Because it feels to me like random starting operatives. I mean, what's stopping you from starting the game over and over until you get what you want? I don't see this like a negative. I see it like a positive, because you could get something like, I don't know, OP maybe. I don't know. Random starting classes, random starting equipment. Let's not go with this. Again, you could just get something random very strong in the beginning. So what's the point of this? You just reroll the start of the game until you get something strong. So yeah, I don't know. Repair after missions. No difficulty curve. I don't know what this difficulty curve is. Let's just leave it enabled. Random starting location. Yeah, okay. So no randomness. Everything is predetermined. Starting operatives. So I boosted up the experience. I nerfed absolutely everything to the maximum. And I made this floor restart on death. As for combat, enemy AP. I guess this is a plus. The enemy AP is getting the enemy is getting 1 AP extra. So I'm not gonna do that because again I don't like this. This is bad. This just doesn't work with the way the game is designed. Okay, it just doesn't work. When the game is based on one single AP per turn or 2 AP per turn, you don't do this. If you add one more AP to the enemy, you're just completely messing up everything. Enemy HP, let's make it like ridiculous. Enemy sight range. I don't like the sight range again because they see you. I think 0 is basically default. I don't like it when they see you from off screen from another room and they shoot you and you have no idea that they're there and you have no control over it. So what am I supposed to do in this case? They are in another room. I don't know if it's in another room. All I can do is just poke in and hope to get shot or not. So how is that a thing? It's just, you just might as well just remove the entire gameplay and put a slot machine and let me pull the lever and get like win or lose. It's like I have no agency. I don't like mechanics that remove my agency as a player. As a player, I need to have agency over the game. I need to be able to be impactful and react to the game and enact my will upon the game. I don't want to roll dice and just hope, I don't know, hope I get a 6 or something like that. 0. Enemy damage. Let's go with maximum. Resistances. Maximum. Quasimorph's growth. I will put Quasimorph's growth on 100 because even on 100% it feels pretty well balanced. 100 Quasimorph's effect. Okay, so the way the settings are, everything is maximum difficulty. Quasimorphos is normal. AP is normal. Sight is normal. So let's see how it goes. Start.
The history of humanity is written in tears and
Let
blood.
me get myself some energizer. Like I need more
Liars,
energizer.
Tyrants,
Drinking some Monster Punch.
idealists. They all tried to bring happiness on the edge of a sword.
Why are we listening?
We waited for liberation from...
Good morning, boss. Let's first restore blah 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 blah. So, which is going to be our first? Let's see what do we get as default when we start the game, because we do get a character. We have absolutely no gear, which is normal because that's what I was expecting. By the way, I have an issue with the luminosity of the game, and I noticed that it got recorded on a previous stream as well. So originally I thought it's just my display, but I think, and the developer mentioned this in the patch notes in the devlog for 0.8.5 that's coming up, that they're doing some sort of fix for HDR. I think it may be related to HDR, all this weird luminosity. Anyway, getting back to what I was doing, Ooh, we just got a mission. Hold on, can I put a pause? Powder Monkeys, reward 800. Ooh, difficulty 3 skulls if I play for the beneficiary. If I play for the victim, it's 1 skull. That doesn't make sense. Why is it 3 skulls for attack and 1 skull for defense? Is it like, is the attacker so disadvantaged? Is like the attacker going up in a very difficult battle against a very strong enemy? Power concentration 4,600. I do not know what power concentration is. I want to try to see what agents I have. So I have Francis Reed Daly. I like Francis. He's one of my favorite characters because of the weapon durability, and because he is pretty much well-rounded, and because after Isabella Capet he has the strongest melee. and I love that. Scouts of Hades. Okay, so this is pretty much a default setup. How is the Scouts of Hades nowadays? Because I haven't seen it in the previous screen. Shooting a weapon grants experience. This is the scatter for SMG and shotgun. Okay, it doesn't apply to pistols or anything else, but it does make shotguns extremely powerful. Shooting a weapon grants a firearm accuracy 5%. Firearm, I guess this is the pistol. All resistances nice. Tanky weapon durability. This is my character's perk. All damage 25%. A successful attack on the player. Okay, so it's the same. It's basically the same. This one hasn't changed. Okay, that's good because Scouts of Hades was always a strong class and it's all rounded and I really like it. I really like the Scouts of Hades class. Okay. Francis Reed Daily with Scouts of Hades. We have absolutely... So this is basically the default character you get if you don't pick random. You get Francis Reed Daily and Scouts of Hades. Let's go for the start. And I guess I'm going to pick a mission. Pick a mission. Pick a mission. We are on the moon, right? On the moon in... site map. Phobos. Let's go with this one. And we're going to play for the... I don't want to do a defense mission, man. Without any gear, without anything, doing a defense mission, that would be like really bad. Let's go for equipment. I don't have any equipment, dude. Why am I so red? Is it my... My character is ultra red. Start mission. Okay, let me try to defense. I'm going for the attack one. Start. The operator has not... Yeah, I can't do a defense mission when I'm butt naked with no gear with Francis Reed Daily. I already went through this, and usually defense missions are... I mean, if you're going butt naked on defense mission, this is probably the hardest type of mission to tackle when you're butt naked. So yeah, I don't want to try that. Let's see. What's happening? Is it stuck? No. So, first goal on our order of business is to get ourselves any sort of weapon so that we don't punch like morons. Man, I haven't played this game in so long, I forgot how to move. I gotta get used to the game again because I've been playing Terminus so long. I mean, I've played nothing but Terminus for like weeks. I already finished the game. I finished the achievement of finishing the game by being friends with a settlement. And I did it by mistake. I didn't know that the game is going to finish. I just wanted to see what happens if I get to... What the fudge? Are you serious? Are you seriously getting disconnected? What is going wrong with this? I'm always getting disconnected. Mother fudge sticks. Is that even a bad word if I say mother fudge sticks? The mother of all fudge sticks. Ah, look, we can go around the corners in on the grill. This used to be buggy, and you couldn't go like diagonally around the grill. Now we can. Awesome. I approve of this change. I am going to take a bottle of water, and if someone comes, I can just like. Theoretically, you can make a shiv out of a bottle of water. I'm not sure if it's... I mean, realistically speaking, I don't think trying to make a shiv without having a heat source is going to be too useful. So, but yeah, in a real world scenario, if I had a bottle of water, I would just keep it full. And if I really need to, I can just hit someone in the head with it. I mean, it's not the same as having a glass bottle, but I mean, it's still better than just trying to hit someone with your fists, I guess, because it's still heavy. And if you use the bottom of the bottle, that's pretty hard part. Now this guy is gonna absolutely destroy me. He does still have 40 hit points. But yeah, this guy is like, for me, this is game over. He's just, there's no way I can beat this guy. But he has no pierce resistance, so I'm just not gonna play around with him. Oh, more of them. This guy is destroying me. This guy, maybe I can take this guy's tool. Maybe. I don't know what to do with these guys. This may be a very, very short playthrough. I wish there was a way. I don't remember, man. I don't want to go through doing the settings again. I wish there was a way to save the settings so I can play again with the same settings if I don't make it. Wait, but here's the thing. I think I should. I won't die because there's the setting with respawn. Slow. Let's move here. But he's not attacking me. I don't remember how to change stances anymore. Whoa! Surprise, he's right behind me. I mean, yeah, I'm dead here. I can't really do anything about it. Let's see what happens when I die. I'm just curious. So now, we start at the beginning of the level, right? Is it working? Is it stuck? No. What happens with these? Do I still get to loot these? Ah, okay. So everything restarted. It's basically like in the old times when I was playing games, like in the beginning of time. In the beginning of days, there were games that have no saves. And every time you would die, you would start from the beginning of the level. Well, actually, I'm not really 100% accurate with that because it was the life mechanic. You had lives, so you would start from the beginning of the level, but you would also lose a life. So, yeah, I kind of missed the life mechanic. That was pretty interesting. Because sometimes you would find extra lives on some levels. So that's kind of like... It was kind of a way to give the player saves without actually giving them saves. That's how it was. Now see, this is interesting because normally I would have said what happened here right now. It would have been, oh, I'm just gonna start again and we make a new character. But if you're playing with this difficulty, then you can't do that. You cannot make a new character because it's basically game over. So you have to start a new playthrough. So why do that? How is that fun from a player perspective? It's not fun. There's nothing fun about it. It's just punishment. But now I get to do it again and I can try something else. I can try a completely different approach. So now these guys are in a different order. This guy is vulnerable. He has no weapon. Actually, he does have a pistol. God damn it. So let's try to get this guy's pistol. I wish I could close the door. Can I close the door? He's not coming. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to... Oh my god. Ah, did he not see me? So that door is closed. If I can just run to the door and shut the door, this guy will be isolated here. Maybe I can kill him. Maybe. So I think I could run to the door, but he has a shot on me from that side. If I'm stealthy like this, I wonder if they can still see me. Let's try to close the door. Aha! Okay, we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. Let's lose the go with the stealth. I don't like this guy here. This guy is dangerous. But this guy, if I like rush him in this corner, he still has a pistol and I'm still naked. But if I'm lucky, maybe I'm lucky and I get a shot on his face or something. This guy, however, has no pierce protection, but I don't have a pierce weapon. I have blunt. I think the fists are blunt, so... I mean, I know that Isabella Capet's fists are like atomic type damage or nuclear damage type, something that just evaporates them, but I think the default blunt damage is... the default fist damage is blunt. Blunt resistance 59%. 50%, 50%. So it's nice that the resistances got reworked and now they're percentages. I just presume, so the way I see this, I presume that if it's a 59% resistance, then if you're doing 10 damage, you're gonna score 4. That's how I imagine it. I'll have to test this out, I'm not sure. But I guess that's the whole point of this stream, to test things out. Now, I don't think I can sneak in here. Let's just wait for him to move out. At some point he has to move out, right? Aha, okay. Good, so now I can switch to run and get up in his face and start punching his stupid face. Ooh, I got lucky with a headshot. No, wait, it's not a headshot. It's a tie shot. Why is he kicked back? Ah, he's kicked back because of the pain. We still cannot see the effects. I mean, we can see the thing around his head, and I know that he got pain shocked. But I'm not seeing any stats here. I wish there was stats here to tell me that this guy has something effect applied to here or something like that. Attack. Okay, here goes nothing. I failed. Okay, he missed twice. That's good. Now the other guy is gonna hear and he's gonna come here, which is a problem. Let's not... what's my penalty? So we have... The fist is doing 170% critical damage. That's a lot of critical damage. Maybe that's what happens with my first shot. I got lucky and I scored a critical. So 45% if I'm going with normal. With run mode, and 70% with normal stance. So here's a question: having like what's the difference between 45 and 70? 25, right? So having 25% extra chance to hit, is that worth sacrificing for one extra hit? How does the math go with this? What's the math of this? Let's think about it for a second. So 45%, let's round it up to 50 basically. So 50% is like 1 out of 2 shots, right? 1 out of 2. 70% is 2 out of 3, right? But if you add one more hit, I think it's the same things, to be honest. I honestly, if you do the math, if you crunch the numbers, I think I'm not a math expert or a statistics expert, but I think if you crunch the numbers, it's pretty much kind of the same thing. Either you hit 3 times at 45% or you hit 2 times at 70%. I think statistically, it's kind of the same thing. Maybe it's a little bit better for the 70%, but yeah, I think it's not a big difference. So hitting 3 times, from my perspective, I kind of like because if you try multiple times, I don't know. The way I'm thinking it, if you try multiple times, it's a higher chance to hit than if you try fewer times at a higher chance. But that's just my human mind. I don't think it makes mathematical sense. I think I'm just completely off. Now these guys are gonna be able to shoot me because the door is completely messed up right now. And this guy is nowhere near getting killed, so I think I gotta just scram. Hello guys, just passing through. Don't mind me. Ooh, I don't like that. And here's the problem. I forgot to switch to... See, another problem. See, another problem with the AP system. See, I'm like in run stance. And I can't open doors. How is this fun gameplay? There's what? How is this? It's like... Let me make this system where there's this extra stance, which is run stance. But I can't just give players run and free action points without giving them something as a drawback. So I'm artificially adding this constraint of I can't open doors just for the reason to have some sort of drawback for free point stances. So see, these are all problems, artificial problems that you have to create to compensate a system that is fundamentally flawed. There should be no action points like this. The player should have, not just the player, all characters should have a pool of AP. Let's say 10 points base. And some of them have more AP, some of them have less AP, some actions cost less AP, some actions cost more AP. And then you can play around with stances. You can say, okay, when I switch to run, I can still open doors, but it's gonna cost me 2 action points to open the door instead of 1 action point. It's gonna cost me more action points to do something that requires more dexterity and less action points to do something like moving. So when you have a large AP pool, you have much more freedom in designing game mechanics without being restrictive. So this is the problem with limited AP pool. You have to be restrictive and punishing for no reason. It doesn't make any sense. And okay, I'm dead here. There's nothing I can do here. I could try to run to the guy that has the other thing, but there's no way I can. For some reason that guy didn't fire. So I have to switch to normal stance. So I have to spend 1 turn to switch to normal stance to open the door, and now I have to spend another turn to skip forward in order to get to run stance to go running again. So again, I think the most annoying moment in the development of Quasimorph when the developers changed the stance mechanic, when you could no longer freely switch between stances. You have to skip a turn, because again, that was the developer trying to fix a problem by creating another problem. Again, because the fundamental issue is the fact that there is a limited number of AP. Yeah, it's not better. Even now, after like it was a year, almost a year since this change got introduced, I still feel the same way I did on day 1 when I said back then, switching the way restricting the stance hopping, because back then, before, I think it was patch 6.6 if I'm not mistaken, before that patch you could freely change. If I had 2 action points in run, I could just switch to any other stance immediately. And there was a big bug with the fact that the APs weren't dividing properly between the stances, which makes perfect sense, and that was an issue. It was exploitable. But instead of fixing the exploits, the developers changed the way that the stance hopping works, and I feel it's much more restrictive, much more punishing, and less fun. And I said back then, I think I actually messaged the developer on Discord or somewhere in the feedback section, and I was saying, this is fun right now, and sometimes it feels overpowered, but that's fine, because it's okay for your game to let the player feel overpowered. It makes the game fun. It's interesting. It's fun. I like changing the stances like this, and there are players that have sort of strategies around changing stances. That's fine. You shouldn't remove this. And the developer, I think the feedback back then was, okay, we have a very complex roadmap ahead of us, and we have a whole lot of plans around classes and around stances and stuff like that. And I said, okay, yeah, okay, so they're cooking something, and we want to see what's being cooked. Well, I'm not seeing anything that makes it work. So it's been a year, and the development of the game is getting close to the end. And I feel like if this AP system doesn't change, the game is not, it's just not going to be great. And I'm not even kidding. I think the game could be amazing, but it's completely handicapped by the way the AP system works. If I was the developer, I would just completely throw away the AP system, redesign it from the ground up, and I would just copy paste the concept from Terminus Zombie Survivor, because that game got it nailed perfectly. It's perfect. The way that the AP system works in the Terminus Zombie Survivor, perfect, and it would work so well with this game. You could have weapons that have different AP. You could have effects that have different AP. You just build your entire system around AP. And it's so much easier to manage, so much easier to balance, so much easier for everything. And it's much more fun because you're not constraining the player from doing things. You're allowing the player to do whatever they want to do, with the knowledge that if they do something, they are going to have higher costs on some actions and lower costs on other actions. So it's not a black and white. It's a large gray area to let the player play around it. Oh my god, I can't stop ranting today. Let's go back to actually focusing on the game. Maybe. Die. So this guy is still, surprisingly, for some reason, they've been shooting at me like four times, 5 times, 5 turns different, and I'm still not hit. Maybe it's because I'm butt naked and I have a high dodge chance. But my luck is bound to run out sooner or later, right? There's no way I can keep doing this over and over. Let's see, what's my dodge chance? 74% dodge chance! Okay, now that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, the fact that this guy is in the door, and this guy is also in sort of like a choke point, it's preventing the other guys from finding a path to me. So instead of just rushing in here and here to shoot me, they're just, whatever, trying to find a way to get to me, but they can't. However, that's not gonna last forever. On the bright side, I do have this healing booth here, so I can heal myself if I get shot, but I can't just win by healing constantly. So let's try to... That's this guy. He still has 2 shots, and this guy, I know that the rifle is hard to reload. Let's just try to punch this guy into oblivion. 1, 2. Finally, I got shot. Yeah, and the first shot I got, somehow my stance is blocked. I can't run anymore. I got shot in the foot. I don't know what's up with this game, but at least my experience, for some reason, I've been getting shot in the foot like crazy. I don't know why. It's like you would expect like the foot to be the last thing, like last place you get shot at. But this game, you get constantly shot in the foot. Also, I think there is like a random distribution to be hit in every single part of your body, which is wrong, because that's not the way reality works. Your chest and body, I guess. I don't know why there is a chest and a body, because why is there a chest, a body, and a stomach? Wait, what? So we have I just realized this. I've been playing for this game for so long, but I just realized there's a chest, a body, and a stomach. So isn't the body the stomach and the chest? Or this like upper chest, lower chest, but the lower chest includes the stomach. So why is there? Was this always like this? I just realized this. It just occurred to me. I'm pretty sure that Man, there's no way it was always like this, and I just noticed this after like 300 hours of playing this game. Seriously, there's a chest, a body, and a stomach. Anyway, let's presume that stomach is part of the body, and that the body is actually lower chest and the chest is upper chest. Let's just presume that. So, what I was trying to say is that the chest should have a higher chance of getting hit than the foot. I mean, seriously, foot should have like, I don't know, 15% chance to get hit, because it's like not even 50%, like 10% chance to get hit, because that's like 10% area of your entire body, right? Knee joint should also have like what, 5% chance. No, actually it's higher because it's higher up to the it's higher up from the ground, so it should be like 10-15%, the same as the foot. Thigh is a larger area on your body, so I would say maybe 20% chance to get hit. Arm, but this is not an arm, this is a hand. It looks like a hand, so is it an arm or is it a hand? The arm, if we're talking about the whole arm, which is upper arm, lower arm, and the hand, then that would be, I don't know, maybe 20%, like the foot, maybe. Yeah, I would say 20%. Not because it's as big as the entire leg, but because when you shoot at someone, you're shooting at the center of mass. So the arms are closer to the center of mass than the legs. So yeah, I would say 20%. That sounds about right. The head should have, I don't know, maybe 10% chance to get hit, 15% same as the foot, and yeah, the chest should have, I don't know, maybe 40% ish. I would say 40% is a reasonable amount for the chest. But the chest, from my perspective, is all of this. It's like upper chest, lower chest, and this stomach, which is also lower chest. Unless you're talking about the stomach, because the way the game is pointing here is pointing towards the groin area. So this is not really the stomach. This is like, I don't know, belt area, waist. I would say this is the waist. So maybe it's just a poor choice of words, because this game is notorious for the translation to English. Maybe this is actually the waist area. Anyway, whew, rambling. Rambling in an attempt to sidetrack myself from the fact that I'm getting owned. 0 out of 8. 1 out of 2. So somehow this guy reloaded. I don't know what kind of ammo this is. The one at the bottom. The third one. This is a new. I think it got introduced with 0.8. It's a new type of ammo. Let's punch this guy. Punch! Well, Pancho! I'm not doing anything. Oh, we're down to punches. This guy is just sitting here. Oh, he reloaded. Okay. You know what? I want to move here. Wait, did my dodge chance go down because I switched to a normal stance? I think it did, didn't it? Dodge chance 14%. Okay, so when you're running, you have a massive dodge chance. 74%. When you're not running, you have a low dodge chance. 14%. I can't run anymore. Wait, let me try this. But no, I can't interact with this if I'm on run stance. So let's do... do I have wounds? I do have wounds, right? I do have lots of wounds. No, I have a stupid foot again. Heal all wounds. Okay, now I can switch to run, but I can't switch to run now. I have to wait to switch to run. Let's move here, try to maybe get out of the way. So now I'm running again because I don't have any wounds on my stupid foot anymore. And I think my dodge chance should be again. No, it's 14. What is happening here, man? Ah, you know what? I think I had some sort of effect going. I think I had some sort of effect from the skills. It must have been... Which one is it? The dodge one. There's no... Ah, yeah, this one. This one. Attacking a player, whether hit or not, activates the trigger. Yeah, but it has a cooldown, so it's not gonna get to trigger anymore. Where do we go from here? I mean, I'm stuck in the corner. This guy with the SMG is gonna start opening up on me and I'm gonna get destroyed. But you know what? Maybe he's gonna hit this guy by mistake. So let's just keep being here, and I'm not gonna do run anymore. I'm just gonna do normal. And I'm dead. Yeah, I think there's no way for me to do this this mission. I think there's no way for me to do this mission. I mean, I like the fact that I can try again. So I will try again. I kind of love this kind of playstyle. I think I'm gonna... once 0.85 gets released, I think I'm gonna start a new campaign like this. Exactly with these difficulty settings. This is why I was trying these settings today. I'm trying to find a I'm trying to find a custom setting which makes the game fun again for me, which is turning out to be quite difficult, to be honest. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to close the door. So these guys seem to be random when the game starts. I think the items get regenerated, although these barrels are in the same place. So maybe the content of the map in terms of enemies gets regenerated, but not the content of the containers either too. But it feels to me like these are different guys, because the last one that I was fighting here in the corner previously had a pistol, and I'm not seeing anyone with a pistol anymore. This guy with the SMG was still here, but I'm not seeing the pistol guy anymore. So this guy with the shotgun is just gonna completely obliterate me, that's for sure. Yeah, so maybe the problem is that I don't have any gear, so maybe I shouldn't start the game with no gear. Also, I started this mission with 3 stars because I thought it's gonna be impossible to do the defense mission, but I think I should have done the defense mission instead. They keep opening. I keep closing the door, they keep opening it. It's just... Can I do this all the time? Ah, no, because this guy got in the door. No, you just ruined my... You ruined my my plan. I was just going to keep slamming the door in your face all the time. No, I'm just gonna run up to him. Do I have to... Can I hit him diagonally? Again, I've been playing so much Terminus, I'm having problems, because in Terminus you cannot hit diagonally unless you have a spear, so... Oh no! Just destroyed. No, stop killing me. You're killing me, stop killing me. So I think it's pretty clear that... what happens if I abort? Do I lose the character because I aborted? Let's see. Did I lose the character? Because the game said, the difficulty settings said, yeah. No, wait. Classified. What do you mean classified? Wait, what? The man who sold the world. Talent. Wait, what? Classified. So I lost, basically I lost the character even though I had the floor restart. So the floor restart only revives you if, as long as you try, as long as you keep trying the mission. If you abandon the mission, you lose the character. I kind of like that. That feels fair. So you have basically infinite attempts at every single level, but you can't abandon the mission. I guess this works together with the extraction. If you enable the difficulty setting that said that says that you cannot finish the mission until you that you cannot extract until you finish the mission, then I guess this is a problem. But Yeah, I don't like that idea, being stuck in trying to finish a mission over and over again, even if it's proves to be impossible or very frustrating, and end up in this endless loop of reattempts. That's not fun. I don't like this because otherwise, if you abandon the mission, you lose the character. So I don't like that idea. Uh, let's see what's up with this character. So I lost that character, and now I have this weird entry here. I'm playing classified. 160, 70 melee accuracy, 70 accuracy, starvation pain. What is this? Classified. So theoretically, this should be the end of the game for me because I don't have any more clones. But the game's still giving me this classified, and is this like some sort of Easter egg or something? The operator computer has not been selected. Yeah. So now I'm trying the same mission, but I'm trying the defense side. Let's see if the defense is doable with butt naked. I'm so puzzled. Did I like discover something here, or this is like a known fact that you're getting the classified dude? What the hell is this classified dude? Do you just get like, in case that you don't have any character, do you get this classified character just as a default placeholder, just so you can continue playing? How long do I have this? If I die again with this, will I get it again? The man who sold the world. Talent. Okay. So what do I do with it? Also, I seem to have quite strong. This character is quite strong. Look at the hand damage. 8 to 18. 70%. This is basically stronger than Isabella Cape, if I'm not mistaken. Isabella has 5 to 15, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it 5 to 15 bonus? I think I'm wrong. This guy is very strong. It's like an OP character. Shotgun. Why do I get guys that have shotguns? I have nothing that I can do. Is this guy even moving? This is a defense mission, right? So they all have shotguns and gear. Yeah, again, I can't really do anything against them. And like, shotguns are the worst thing you can go against if you're butt naked. Wow, that little box did a lot of work. You guys coming? I'm here. Can I just sit here until they run out of ammo? Oh my god, this is cool. You just sit here and let them shoot. This guy is getting close. They got smart. It's like, hey, we can't shoot this guy because he's behind the barricades. Ah, no, he's not smart. He's not smart enough to go around and shoot from here. This guy has no more weapon. Okay, let's fist it out. Put up your fist, bro. Bro. No! You're cheating! You're supposed to watch. I saw it in the movies. You just fight between us. This doesn't involve you, guy. Oh my god. Okay, so this is not working out. We gotta do something about so this is going to be over and over the same thing. You just start over and over. What happens if I abort again? Let's see. Abort. Do you want to leave? So technically I'm losing this character again. Game over. Ah, okay, so now it's game over for real. So you really, like, literally lose the game. So you lose the character once, and then the game gives you like this sort of like one more chance, and this classified dude shows up, and this is your. Maybe this classified is supposed to be actually you, like your character, and you're basically going in. It's like, oh, hold my beer, and you're going in and you're trying to be the last attempt. And if you die, then that's it. You just died. And I think this is it. I think this is you basically. I played as my character. Death 1. Human killed. I like how it's human. It's not human. It's human killed. Did you kill a human or not? Death 1. I guess this counts all the agents that you lost. Okay, this is cool. So this is the first time I'm seeing a game over in Quasimorph. Amazing. I love it. Okay, so let's go again. And it also wiped my save. Let's go again with no customize. Go unfair, customize. Go with unfair settings. So we're starting with unfair. Wait, do I still have the custom settings? No, I don't. I don't have them. Let's go with unfair and not change this anymore. Drop the AP to 0. Drop the sight range to 0. Let's leave those settings as they are. And for the sandbox, I kind of like the sandbox to be atrocious. So let's completely destroy the sandbox settings. Make the economy of the game extremely hard. Although I'm not sure about the crafting speed. Let's just put it... Wait, what was it? Reset to defaults. Unfair had 50%. Okay, 50%. Let's just leave it at 50%. Because I imagine if you're putting at 20%, it kind of becomes pointless to do crafting completely. Reputation with faction, faction growth. Wait, no, faction growth is actually, it should be backwards. It should be high. Rep, dignitas, a number of enemies, number of items, crafting speed. Okay, this is better. Now, I wish I could save this somehow to some sort of preset. Combat. We want this to be 0. We want this to also be 0. Again, this is not how much sight they have or how much AP. This is how much bonus extra sight they have and how much extra AP. Wait, how do I... If I go to normal... Yeah, I'm right. I'm right about that. So normal is like 0. And if you go to easy, then they get like negative, yeah. So normal is everything 100 and no bonus. Again, a problem with phrasing and words. 0, 0. Sandbox. Man, I keep going over this and resetting this all over again. Dignitas, number of enemies, number of items, crafting speed. Okay, now... What else do I want to change here? The Quasimorphosis. Yes, this has to be 100 again. I want this to be normal. I feel like the normal Quasimorphosis progression is fine. It looks good. If you have a very fast Quasimorphosis progression, it just forces you to like figure out hacky ways of avoiding it. So I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Resistance as enemy. Okay, so it sounds good, right? Maybe I would want to try the enemies to have slightly more hit points. But I did increase the number of enemies, so I think that's going to be enough. Evacuation when mission is done. No, I want a chip obtained. I like this. I like the way that this works. Emergency case. Do we want to get an emergency case when we die? Well, we can't really die, right? Because we have the floor restart on death. Do I want to play with the floor restart on death? Let's keep playing with the floor restart on death. I kind of like that idea. Which makes the emergency case pointless. The cloning. Need new chip. I mean, it doesn't really matter because I will never lose a character if I have floor restart on death. I am bound to win every single mission. Am I? Does this make the game like pointless? Basically, this means infinite lives, right? But I did make the meta of the game much harder, so the experience of playing every single level is still enjoying, it's still fun. You're just guaranteed to eventually finish the mission. But if the mission gets too hard, you can always like extract. Which kind of makes the whole point. I mean, you could just go in and cheese it. But that's up to you if you want to cheese it or not, right? Cloning, need new chip, equipment on death, all. So this again, that doesn't really matter. Or I could just leave this out. Equipment on death, lose perks on death, lose ranks on death. I don't know what to say. Normally I would say that cloning shouldn't be a matter of time, it should be a matter of resources. So cloning a character, a specific clone, should involve you spending resources. Which is, I'm not sure it's happening right now, it's just cloning. So I think that's the problem right here. There should be a cost to cloning, it shouldn't be, because time doesn't really matter right now. I mean, yeah, the factions get stronger, but I don't really care about that. Need a new chip. I guess you could say that needing a new chip is a resource investment, but it's not really a resource investment because you have to find the exact same chip, which kind of makes it annoying. Once I unlock a class, unlock a character, I want to be able to clone it as many times as I want. I don't want to have to unlock it again. It doesn't make sense. So I feel that the correct way of doing it, it should be like cloning something takes amount of resources, and maybe each clone has a different type of recipe for creating it, the same as an object. And if you lose the clone, you have to find the ingredients to make it again. Not unlock the chip again. I think, again, my personal opinion. I don't know. So if I'm playing with floor restart, it doesn't really matter what I have here. Let's leave it in new chip. It doesn't really matter. Maybe if I accidentally, or I don't know, I abandon a mission for some reason. I don't know why would I abandon it, but if I abandon one, I will have to unlock the class again. I guess, I don't know. No, let's just put it instant. Fine, doesn't matter. Equipment on death, all perks on death. So again, death doesn't matter anymore if you have this restart on death, unless you just quit a mission. Perk needed experience. Level up very fast. Start equipment. Fuel. I would go for few because again, playing without equipment in the beginning it just doesn't work out. Random, no. We're not gonna go over random. Or I could just enable the difficulty curve and start with no equipment. Does it even matter if I start with equipment or not? Because I mean, you can just start over and over and over again until you finally get some kills. Yeah, let's just go like this. Yep, let's just go like this. Start game. Skip the tutorial again.
The history of humanity is written in tears and blood.
Yeah, I know. Good morning, boss. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so it's a different mission now. This one has two. It's an escort and elimination. Doesn't really matter. Let's go for the elimination because it's a free star. And last attempt, I was also doing a free star, but I had all the difficulty settings for combat at maximum. And now we're gonna try with lower difficulty settings. Select equipment. I'm not gonna do. Oh wait, this is few equipment. This is a lot of equipment, man. This is a lot of equipment. Let's just go without. Let's see what happens if I go without. Start. So to take a look again, so we have backpacks, we have a strong melee weapon, we have knife, pistols not that great, but it's not bad either. Shotgun extremely powerful. Lots of ammo. This is a lot of equipment to start with, and I think the welding machine is needed for the. Check this out. I think it's needed for to enable crafting. Yeah. So if you start with few equipment, you get the ability to enable crafting immediately. Which sounds, to be honest, they should be already enabled. The game, it shouldn't be that you have to do an upgrade to be able to craft it. Crafting should be enabled by default. You shouldn't get like, it doesn't make any sense. First of all, you disable the crafting and then you give the player like base item that allows them to upgrade in order to get crafting. What? Doesn't make any sense to me, man. Just, I don't understand this choice. Let's just go in. Let's just go in. And I know I'm ranting a lot about the game. And I know that making the game is hard, and especially design decisions are hard. But just because the designs, the experience of creating a game and the design decisions are hard, and because someone else is doing it, doesn't mean that I should just pretend that there isn't a problem and that oh man, you're doing a great job. No, I think the developers are doing a great job in terms of development, but in terms of gameplay, the gameplay is not getting better. I think, and I don't think it's ever going to get better. Sadly, unless they just scratch the entire AP system. But yeah, the problem is that, I mean, people have different opinions, okay? So it's very hard to say, if I'm going to do this, what's going to be the repercussions of that? Will I have a successful game, or will I have a failed game? It's very hard to anticipate that. So my opinion is that if they scrap the AP system and they redesign it as a clone of Terminus, that would be great, but that's just my opinion. That doesn't make it so. So they could do that, and maybe I will like the game afterwards. Maybe I won't like the game. You don't know. And it may turn out that people don't like it and it will not be successful. So that's why I'm saying that I don't think it's gonna get better, because I don't think it's gonna change. I think the development of the game it's pretty much set in stone at this point. Maybe with mods. Once the mods are introduced, maybe, I don't know, we'll have some mods that allow us to play around with it. But this being a very fundamental mechanic at the core of the entire game, I don't think you can like change it with mods. It's too much of a impactful change to be something that you address with mods. Reputation, power. Okay, what am I doing? What elimination I said? Okay, start. This is more like a chill out stream. I'm not really like playing or having any particular goal. I'm just experimenting, ranting, drinking Monster, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It has been noted in the thumbnail. I did put it in the thumbnail and in the stream title that this is an experimental. So yeah, not sure of experimental of what. Experimental of experimenting with the game. Experimental rant. Also, I find myself clicking a lot. I need to go back to using the keyboard because the keyboard is much more safer in terms of preventing you from clicking in the wrong place, especially since I'm using a trackball and my sensitivity is a little bit off. I can easily end up clicking on something that I don't want to click. Now these guys, the resistances on these guys are much better now. Much better. 24. So basically right now I'm playing the nightmare, the hardest difficulty, but I'm basically playing with infinite lives, right? And they don't have the AP. They don't have the AP and the sight. So it's much easier than the highest difficulty. Which begs the question, why am I doing this? Right? What's the fun part in doing this? That's what I'm trying to discover. That's why I'm experimenting. I'm trying to figure out, is this fun? Do I want to play like this? What are the advantages and disadvantages? I'm basically dead here anyway, so the fun part is that I can just casually mess around without actually caring. But then, is that what we want from this game? Is this why I'm playing this game? Because it's not... If you're not struggling and paying attention to every single move that you make, then you're not really playing Quasimorph, right? So... Is that a grenade? Did they launch a grenade? Dude, that's awesome. Ah, that's a... So man, they launch... See, this is good. This restart at the beginning of the game is good because you get stuff like that. I would have been really annoyed right now if this was normal game, because there was nothing for me to do about that that Molotov. For some reason, I remember when I throw a grenade, it takes 3 turns for the grenade to explode, and the Molotov just bursts into flames instantly. Open the door with my last action point, doesn't really matter, I'm not really paying attention, I'm just messing around. Going in butt naked in the mission again doesn't really matter. Obviously, I'm not paying attention at all. I mean, I think you can already see that I'm completely messing. I don't really play like I normally do, being careful at every corner. And again, this is the point of this entire experiment, trying to play it differently, trying to see if it works, if it's fun, what's not fun. Because coming back here and taking like 5 minutes for every single IP that I spend, for every single action that I make, I've been there, I've done that. I wanted to try something else and see if I can get some fresh way of enjoying Quasimorph. That was the whole point. Now, I'm not really sure if there's any point in shooting this guy with a gun, because this gun sucks. And he doesn't have pierce resistance. You know what? Let's try it. Fail. I mean, we can just sit here. Oh, he's dead. Okay. And he has the Molotov, which I guess I'm gonna take now, but I can't really win this because I'm already dead. I have wounds and I have no way of healing, so let's just do this. Let's just break everything. There we go. And now we have some claws that I can use. Ooh, there's another one. Does he have a Molotov in his hands? No, he has a wrench. That's good. Bring me the wrench. I wanna use the wrench on you. Unload. Disassemble. Oh, wait. That one had better repair. That one had better durability than my. It's okay. I wanna heal. How do I heal? How am I so incompetent at this? Stabilize wound. It feels like I'm completely new to the game, even though I'm not. So, foot deep wound, pierce. Okay, so we are bandaged and we do have infection. There's nothing I can do about it. Let's see how fast does this thing explode? Burn chance, fire, item capacity, range spread, turns to explode 1. Okay, so Molotovs work. Do I really want to use this on this guy? No. No, I don't. Using the nail gun. Reload. There we go. Okay, I want the wrench. Everything else gets broken. Yeah, so it's a little bit hard for me to get back into the rhythm of the game because I've been playing so much Terminus, and the games are very similar that it contaminated my playstyle. If it was a different kind of game, like an FPS or a strategy or something, then I wouldn't be so affected by it. But they're so similar that I'm kind of, my brain is completely messed up right now. There are 2 barrels in the way. For some reason this doesn't count. So you see it's just this one and this one, but this one in the middle, nope. Nobody cares about that one. I don't know why. Let's just shoot him. Oh wow, they just both gone. And my accuracy is pretty good with this guy. I gotta say I'm having pretty much fun. I feel much better. I don't feel like that pressure that I normally have playing this game. I can just keep spamming and moving around freely. I don't have to worry about like making every single move count. Ooh, he has two hit points left. Okay, maybe just wait him out. Yeah, he's dead. Ooh, and you have crowbar. You know what? I want to get to that crowbar if possible. This one is useless to me now. I want to get to this crowbar. Can I get to that crowbar? Dude, do you have a medium? Very slow. So if I run, I'm gonna do 1, 2. He's gonna... No, let's just move normally. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna take the crowbar. What else is here? Just rubber. Yeah, don't care. Go away and kite him. Just gonna kite him. So yeah, I can just casually move about and just casually do my things without having to worry about. You know what? I'm gonna take these boots. No, I didn't take them. I dropped them. There we go. Not have to worry about the guys having extra AP and just jumping on me and messing me up. Driller. I'm not really seeing the difficulty of items because I know I increased the difficulty of the economy, reduced the number of items, all that. I'm not really seeing any change, to be honest, on that side. Again, as usual with Quasimorph, I'm seeing the atrocious lack of inventory space. I like having limited inventory space. I like having to make decisions in terms of storage, but this is just absolutely ridiculous. The restrictions are way too bad. It used to be not so bad in the past because the game had fewer effects, fewer medical items, fewer things that you need to worry about. But now, are these pants better? No, they're not. The jacket is better though, I think, right? Slightly. Very, very slightly. Now that there are so many medical conditions, you just don't have enough inventory space to have what it takes to heal and manage all the medical conditions. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. Why do I have to spend like 2 inventory cells to keep 2 different pills with me, but at the same time 2 inventory cells allowed me to carry a assault rifle? So how does that make any sense? I mean, yeah, it's a game, it doesn't have to make sense, but still, it's like a bunch of pills shouldn't take the same amount of inventory space as a rifle or a rocket launcher. It's just completely wrong. And I've been asking for this ever since the beginning, and I still believe that medical supply should be separate. Unless there's, I don't know, the first aid kit. The first aid kit, okay, it's a big one. It's large, especially the military ones. It's a big first aid kits, okay? But pills and injections and stuff like that, there should be like a separate medical inventory where you can just pile those up as much as you want. And the reason why it's not doing that, because it's like, I don't know why. I can make a backpack, finally. Awesome. Let's look at the recipes here. So we do have the chitin armor, which we are already familiar with. I don't really see the purpose of this armor because it's very hard to get chitin. If you're gonna have an armor here at the workbench, might as well have some sort of improvised armor that's easy to make, because this armor is not that great. It's actually pretty bad, and getting chitin is hard. So what is the point of this? Why exactly is this here? It's hard to find a workbench. It's hard to find chitin, and the protection is not that good. So why? What does this serve? It serves no purpose. Might as well just completely remove it. Just fill up. Make this, instead of chitin, something else. I don't know, something plastic or something. Plastic. Make it plastic, okay? So I can just craft myself plastic armor. Improvise plastic armor. You don't even have to change the way it looks, because it looks pretty good like this. Make it plastic so I can build myself an improvised armor when I don't have anything. Problem solved. And it would serve some sort of purpose. Glass shank. Again, glass shank. It's a nice thing because it's a one cell item. It doesn't take up space in your inventory. But finding glass and insulating tape, it's extremely hard. And I can use insulating tape to repair some very high quality weapons. So why would I waste it for a glass shank? It does, again, a completely wasted recipe. There's no point in having it. It feels like some of the stuff in the game exists just to create content. If the goal of the game is to create an item so that it can be listed as an item in the game, then yeah, but it serves zero purpose. Saw blade. Yeah, you can make this, but the same problem. The weapon is pretty weak, and the ingredients it takes to make, they are too complicated to find. It's not like they are not common, because these two, the first two, are common, and the third one is very hard to find. It's not common. But here's the problem with this. Even if the third one was a common item, it's still 3 ingredients. And the problem is that we have such a limited inventory that I will never, ever, ever carry with me these ingredients. I will never carry. They are low value ingredients. There's no reason for me to carry them in my inventory. And my inventory, 3 inventory slots is a huge amount of wasted. So that means that indirectly, this item is useless. I will never have the ingredients on hand to produce this. And because the item is such a low value, I will never go around the map trying to gather the ingredients to bring them back here to craft this this item. So again, completely pointless. It is here, it sounds theoretically good, but practically, in reality, it serves no purpose. Ever. I don't think I ever crafted this, and I don't ever see the scenario in which I will ever craft this. Now the makeshift grenade. The ingredients are hard to find. You can find nails. The cans, not so much. Explosives, not so much. It still has 3 turns to explode. The fact that it has 3 turns to explode makes it completely useless. Why? How? When am I going to wait 3 turns for the thing to blow up? Maybe if I go in stealth and they don't see me and I throw a grenade and then I run away and then I wait for it to just... What? When? Nobody's gonna ever do this. And the damage is very bad. So, again, an item that doesn't make any sense. There's no point. The Molotov cocktail is very good, extremely powerful right now. Turns to explode, 1. It makes sense. My opinion is that it shouldn't take any turns to explode. If you throw a Molotov, it should be a contact weapon. It falls down, it explodes instantly. No waiting. Just throw it and it blows up. Is it going to be a problem if you add this item to the enemies and they throw it at you and you burn instantly? Yep. Huge problem. It would be a huge problem. Yes. How do you manage that? I have no clue. But you know what? 1 turn to explode doesn't really help with anything because I just tried it earlier and I cannot, in 1 turn, I cannot run fast enough for the flame not to catch me. So, how is it any different? It doesn't really matter. If it's 0 or 1, doesn't matter. And if it's 2, then again it doesn't really make sense because it's not useful to you as a player. If you're throwing it at the enemy and the enemy moves around, it doesn't really make sense and it's not useful. I don't know. How do you solve this from a game design perspective? I have no clue. It's just, right now it's overpowered. But if you try to, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to mitigate it? If you try to fix it, you're just going to create replace this problem with another problem. So, yeah, if you nerf the flames, the flames used to be very overpowered in the beginning when I started playing the game like over a year ago. Then they got nerfed to the point that the flames were completely pointless. And now they brought back fire damage, and fire damage is again overpowered. So just everything is binary. It goes either it's completely OP or completely useless. Battery. Again, batteries. Look at the amount of resources. Glass is hard to find. Acid, I mean, I guess you could... No, acid is also hard to find. Cable is also hard to find. All these are hard to find. And yeah, this is a way to get ammo for the energy weapons, okay? You can get ammo for the energy weapons. The problem with that is that I'm not going to invest the time. Right here on this map, it doesn't matter because there's absentia, so you cannot build up quasimorphosis. However, you still have to invest calories. So going around the map in order to find these items, to craft this, is a huge time investment that I'm not going to get back in value if I get the battery. So the benefit of getting the battery doesn't justify the cost of going around, wasting time to find these items and bringing them back here. So the problem with this is not fundamentally the recipe, but it is the fact that there's a lack of storage. So there should be, if I'm going to make this crafting recipe useful to the player, I need to allow the player to collect as many crafting materials as they can. So which means that the inventory space needs to be separate for crafting components, and you should be able to collect much more crafting components, so that when you find these crafting components on the map, you just pick the map pick them up, and you have them with you, and when you get to a workbench, then you can immediately craft this, and then it's going to be useful. However, you can't do that because my inventory is completely limited, right? And so if I pick up crafting materials, I also pick up medical stuff, I also pick up weapons and ammo. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I have to just pick something. I'm not even sure where I'm going with this anymore. Insulating tape. This is a very powerful item. If it, yeah, fixes everything. So you're basically getting a fix to any item, which is very strong for the high quality weapons and high quality armor, and you're not losing condition. So this is an amazing item, which makes it kind of pointless to use for a glass shank. Why would I ever use this for a glass shank? Doesn't make any sense. The glass shank should be glass and cloth. That's it. Cloth and glass. Pretty easy. And instead of glass, it should be alternative. Plastic and cloth. You should be able to get a shank. It shouldn't be a glass shank. It should be shank. It should be a shank. And you should be able to craft it with glass or plastic and cloth. That should be the recipe. And it would be an amazing item then, because I could just, if I find a crafting bench, I can always have cloth and plastic, very easy to find. I just make a glass shank, I go around, I used it a couple of times. I have a way to get myself a bladed weapon, so I can butcher stuff. Sometimes you are desperate to find food and you don't have a bladed weapon and you're just running around like an idiot trying to find anything and you don't find anything. So yeah, it's like, I don't understand some of the decisions. Really, some of the decisions just don't make any sense. Maybe once they reach 8.5, because it's my understanding that there's going to be an incompatibility between 0.85 and 0.8. And mods will stop working. I'm not really sure what mods there are for this game. I haven't investigated mods, but maybe with mods, this game would be customizable enough to give players like me that are very picky their own experience. However, here's the problem with mods. If the game doesn't have a big enough following, nobody's gonna bother making mods for it. It's kind of like, why did I do unload? I wanted to do, god damn it, I wanted to do load. Why can't I load? Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. Run away. Oh wow, you can go. This is new. This is a bug, right? This is not right. This is a bug. Because here's the thing, this is like in the past, you couldn't go diagonally around railings. And now I understand why it was like that. It was like that to prevent exactly this problem of people going through the railings. And it was annoying because you had to go in an L shape like this instead of going diagonally. But now they fixed that and they created another problem, the fact that you can go through the walls. But yeah, this is a fixable, easily fixable problem by modifying by adding a simple extra check for the pathing algorithm when you move around. It's not really a big issue. However, check this out. I'm not getting blocked when I fire on the corner anymore. I want to try this out. I want to try the L. So this is an L shape. I want to see if the L shape issue has been fixed. So this is an L shape here, and I can shoot him, which means that if the L shape issue is still around, he shouldn't be able to shoot me. It should be impossible. So let's verify this. I'm just gonna sit here and pass the turn, just so I can verify this theory. If he can shoot me, he will, which means that the L shape issue is fixed. Or if he can't shoot me, he will move here. Let's see. Yeah. So the L shape is still a problem. After all this time, The L shape is still not fixed, and it's such an easy fix. Now the problem is that for that experiment to happen, I had to take a shot. Wow, are you serious? Did I like one shot him? Did I shoot him in the head or something? That was oh man, that was awesome. Just puts the pistol against his forehead and bang, that's it. It wasn't even like a bang, it was like pop. That was funny. I like that. You know what? I'm having some fun. Just ranting, running my mouth off all the time, and just not really paying attention to the game, and chilling. I kind of dig this. I kind of dig this. This is a new way of experiencing Quasimorph for me, and yeah. I enjoy this. Normally I just, every single time I make a move, I have to think about, oh, maybe there's something behind the corner, maybe there's something, I don't know what, BS. But no, I'm just chilling, moving, not really thinking much. It's still very punishing, because the difficulty is still increased, but it's not ridiculous. And if I die, I don't really mind so much. Do I still have wounds? Yeah, I have a lot of wounds. Let's just maybe fix the wounds. Maybe just heal myself. Yeah. Now there's someone here. I'm just gonna hide. Maybe I should just disarm these containers before they blow up and fill the whole place with gems, which would be a very bad day. Do I want to use the crash? You know what? Let's just go in. Let's just go in on the crash. What's this? Branded nail gun. Ooh, this is like Gucci. It's a Gucci nail gun, man. Louis Vuitton. Oh my god. That's all I ever wanted. Let me try out my new Gucci nail gun. Load. Should I keep this? Yeah. I have the shiv. I have pants. Blue pants. I have badass armor. And I guess the shoes are slightly better. And do I still want this? Is there any point in having that? Can I repair anything with the... Oh, I can... This is weird. So I can use the cruise mechanism to repair the branded nail gun. This is a pretty cool nail gun. 20 range, ammo per shot, reload, silencer. I still don't know what a backup gun is. For some reason. You know what? I don't need 18 threads. I don't know how I ended up having all those threads, but yeah, we don't need them. Don't need them. What I do need is for you to give me... do I want to have the gasoline with me? Oh yeah, the rubber. I don't need the rubber. We're gonna raw dog this. No rubber for me. So this pistol is nice because it has a burst shot. The accuracy of the burst shot is, you know what, 70% is not bad. Yeah, 70% is pretty good. What, do I need to do something here? No, right? I already looked at this. I complained about every single item here. So basically the only thing that's useful is the tourist backpack if you don't have anything else. And the Molotov cocktail. That's it. You know what? Maybe I should make some Molotovs. These are easy to make. So I just need to get glass. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, there should be like a pharmacy here. Not a pharmacy. A healing thingy. Ooh, you're not friendly. How fast are you? You're slow. Do you want to hit him in the head with a crowbar? I think that's the go-to maneuver. Though he does have a strong head. Get over here! Actually, no, let me... I almost got punked over there on the corner. It's gonna take me a long time to kill this guy. and I kind of screw myself. God damn it. I didn't realize I have to open the door with one action point. Okay, let's move here, and hopefully we can kill him before we run out of space to run to. Get anything? 40 hit points. Yep, I like that. Is he vulnerable to acid, or this is not? This is toxic damage, is not acid. Never mind. Minor wound. So it seems like the bandages are pretty good. They're lasting for a long time. Yep, done it. Okay, minor bio break. I'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Alrighty, I'm back. Ooh, man, this chair is amazing. Got myself a new chair. Yeah, I'm not gonna go around on another 5-minute discussion on the chair right now. But it's amazing. Okay, so branded nail gun. What was it? Oh my god, I can't speak. What was I doing? Soul blade bat. Yeah, go away. I don't need you. So, What's going left? And I still have the problem with my health. Having health issues in game. Man. I completely bypassed that room. Bunch of rooms next to the ship as well. So I think I have established that the game difficulty like this is not really an issue. I'm not really sure what else I want to establish because this is not an actual playthrough right now. I'm not really playing. So I don't really care if I if I finish the mission or not or whatever. This was a missed opportunity to throw the Molotov. I guess I can do it now. So see, this was instant. This was effing instant. What the fudge? Earlier, that guy threw the Molotov at my feet. It didn't explode instantly. When I moved away, that's when it exploded. But this time, I threw it and it was instant. So how is it like takes one turn to explode? It didn't take any turn to explode. Is this another problem with the wording and the translation? Is this another case where it's not actually a turn, it's actually an action? Do we still have the action per turn? Action per cost? I think it's again a case of wording. I think the developer is calling a turn every single action. So an action is a turn. So the fact that I threw it, that was the action. So that was the turn. See, this is the kind of thing that just turns me away from the game, man. It's just I'm just sometimes get exhausted by all these problems with semantics and yeah, I don't know. Okay, this guy walks into the fire, so they're still stupid AF. They just walk inside the fire and they just get killed. Why are you doing that, man? Why do you walk inside the fire? You just died. Of course you died. What did you think is gonna happen? Oh, this guy too. They just all walk into the fire. So this is like OP right now. You just load a bunch of Molotovs. You make some noise and you throw a Molotov on the ground and you just walk in the fire and die. It's so stupid. This kiting again. I mean, kiting is part of the melee experience for Quasimorph, but look at the fire. It just, instead of dulling down, it just keeps expanding, and it doesn't make any sense because there's no fuel on the ground here. It's just plain ground, so there's no reason for fire to just burst like that. I could understand if there's some objects, like, I don't know, something to burn, but it just expands like this. And you know, there's the option for you to pour fuel on the ground. The fact that the fire already expands like this on its own makes pouring fuel on the ground pointless. Why would I bother pouring fuel if the fire just goes like this off with no sense at all? And the robot is dead. I don't know why, because the robots used to be immune to fire. Now I guess nobody is immune to fire anymore. And this guy is gonna go into the fire again. At least the fire is out now. Gladly. Yeah, I got shot in the face. I know. Wait, I do have ranged weapons, so... Did I get shot in the eyes or something? I can't shoot anymore. No, a foot again. It's like, dude, you always get shot in the foot, man. What the fudge? What is with the game and getting shot in the foot? Why is it the foot getting always the first target? I don't have any claws. I need claws. Every time I get wounded, it's the damn foot. Is this a reference to Achilles' heel or something like that? Am I getting shot in the heel? Do I have like disproportionately large heels? Yeah, let me bandage my heel. Jesus Christ. Dun, 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 dun. But I feel like if I'm playing like this, it's kind of like, why am I even playing? You know, because I could be playing something else. If I'm just not gonna be like 100% into it and be very deep and thoughtful and mind every single step, then there's no character to the game anymore. It becomes like just like any other game, and in that case there are more fun games to be had than this one. So I guess the whole appeal to Quasimorph was exactly playing slow and playing like mining every single step. So yeah, I don't think this is a style that would work out, to be honest. Now I have to sacrifice a crowbar. 27 to 24. That's... Are you serious? Do I have some sort... Yeah, I have this bonus right now. Okay. Because it's ridiculously high. 27 to 24 to 44. This one is even higher. 85%, 82%, no pact, 30, severe fractures, severe bleeding. Ooh, so this one does severe fractures, the other one does severe bleeding. You know what? The severe fractures is better than severe bleeding because fractures are debilitating. Once you do a fracture on an arm, they will get a huge penalty to their ability to hit me. Bleeding, however, doesn't incur the ability to incur drawbacks to their chance of hitting. So in that sense, the crowbar is better than the crusher. The crusher does have a lot of damage though, and it does attack 4 times instead of 2 times. So I'm going to drop this garbage pistol. I don't know why I'm holding it. So let's just get the crowbar. And I guess I could take the smoked lard. Wait, I think I can just eat this. Smoked lard. This is not skin. This is actual food. It does increase quasimorphosis. No, wait. This is cannibal appetizer. Yeah, this is... Okay, never mind that. I was going to say this is actual food, a cannibal appetizer. No, this is food for cannibal. Let's just eat it. We don't have quasimorphosis here, so fine. Repair. I don't care. Let's just go. We go like this, see what happens. Can I reload? Do I have nails? No, I don't have nails. Okay, well in that case, maybe I should just put this thing here and put all the bullets inside. That would actually make much more sense. I want to do some tests and see the difference between... No, I didn't want to throw it down. The difference between the crowbar and the crusher, because I mean, besides the damage, which is kind of obvious, it feels a little bit annoying that the crowbar has even worse accuracy than the crusher. I mean, the jackhammer, you would expect a large, gigantic jackhammer to have lower accuracy than a easily wieldable crowbar. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess it's because the crusher has only series of hits, and this one has series of hits as a secondary. Makes no sense, man. Makes absolutely no sense. So this one, the crusher has default series of hits, no penalty to damage, 85% accuracy. The the crowbar, series of hits, so basically the same attack, penalty to damage, penalty to accuracy. How does it make any sense? How? Yeah, I find the crusher to be kind of overpowered right now, to be honest. And I got shot again in the stupid face. My stupid face got shot. I'm constantly patching wounds. I'm like a wound magnet. But it's my fault because I'm not paying attention. So yeah, this is definitely not my way of playing this this game. Definitely 100%. I mean, it works if you just want to run your mouse like I am right now.
I'll be happy in the future when I get what I want.
You are going to get a crowbar in your face. It works if you're casually rambling and having a good time, but yeah, don't think it's the playstyle for me, so maybe I'm going to go back to the settings again. The enemies are kind of weak, and I gotta say that the fact that they don't have an extra AP makes them far less threatening. However, one extra AP is still, in my opinion, too much. So I'm caught between not enough and way too much. That's kind of like the situation. That's the situation right now. I have way too much fuel. I have the crusher. The short pipe. I don't care about the short pipe. Somehow I managed to get another Molotov. I don't remember picking it up. Let's go to the health thingy. I lost 1 AP because I went out. And now I went back in, so there goes my AP. My friend, you are way too tough for me, so let's go for the crusher. So the crusher did a whole bunch of damage to him, but he doesn't have... Oh, he does have fractures. So these are bone fracture, damage reduce, contusion. I'm not really sure what would be the balancing solution for the crusher. The crusher is 100% overpowered right now. It's by far the best melee weapon. Whoa! Opening the door with the last action point. Yep. Never gets old. It's so powerful, man. So powerful. Do you have a range weapon? No. You know what? Just have this. Yeah, I knew it. I knew there was someone here. This is why I didn't push forward. Can I run away? I can't run away. What can I do here? Will we lose this run right here? Is this going to be the end? I could move here and close the door. How many actions does he have? He has 1. So he'll move here. He can't open the door, so I can move back. Can I close the door? There's nothing on the floor, so I hope I can close it. So now he's here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna block the door. And I'm gonna slowly move away. And he's bashing the door. And I have very bad health right now. And I really don't know what I could do about this bad health. Besides getting myself a doctor appointment. There's no way for my health to go up because I need 100%. I guess we're gonna do some sort of cannibalism. There's no way to get my health back unless I Burgerize one of those guys. Get myself some burgers. Okay, I guess I can use this barrel for burgers. Okay, he broke the door. You have... Ooh, this one already had gasoline inside. Okay. Okay. Wasn't aware of that. Can I shoot the... That guy is gonna turn the corner like very soon now. So the question is... Oh wait, series of hits. Series of hits, 60% damage, accuracy 76. I'm not sure if I can shoot the barrel with the pistol, but let's try. I think I'm way too close to it. I don't feel comfortable shooting it from here, and I think that if I move here, I will not be able to shoot it. Yeah, I'm not hitting it from this position. God damn it. I feel I'm still too close to it. There's a good chance I'm gonna blow myself up, so let's see. Ah, come on, dude. Are you serious? Stabilize the wound. The notorious foot. Can you just hit the damn thing? Do I have to go full auto on the crusher, on the crash? Finally. And the stupid how is this possible, man? Come on, it's right next to the barrel. This is not normal. Everything around the barrel should be on fire. Like one cell away should be burning. What the fudge is this? Ugh. Let's just go up. My infection is all the way through the roof. Yeah, I'm pretty much dead. Even though I wasn't... I mean, to be honest, I wasn't paying attention, so... Do I want to go up here? Maybe there's something there. If I was a medical bay, where would I hide? Whoa! Where'd you come from? And you tried to hit me with your crowbar. You mean little bugger. Ooh, another Molotov. Jesus. Jesus effing Christ. Pierce cold. I don't need that. Is it better than... No, it's not. Definitely not better. Definitely not. I mean, the boots are the same, actually. The helmet is better. Yeah, let's go with that. And everything else can just F off. I'm in danger. Ooh, I'm bleeding again. Wait, no. That's the infection. Satiety penalty. 50% regeneration is unavailable. Oh man, are you kidding me? So I'm dead.
Obviously, this room was horrendous.
Unless I find a medical kit, which is right here. Oh man, I'm going the wrong way. We gotta go back. This is like completely the wrong way. You know what? How many actions do we have? Slow. Close the door. No, I want this. I want this door to stay closed. Lock. Oh man, this is awesome. Just throw a Molotov in, close the door, and lock it. So diabolical. But that guy, there's a guy coming behind me. Piece of flesh. That flesh didn't burn, man. That's effing so annoying. So all this room burned, but that flesh no. And this door is open, so that guy is coming from behind. He's gonna open it right in front of me. I just know it. Oh wait, is this still a problem? Yeah, it's still a problem. Let's try like this. Butcher this corpse. Did I get no piece of flesh? I got a piece of something. It's not flesh. Can you please stop dropping the knife on the floor? No, actually, it wasn't the knife this time. It was this thing. Oh yeah, he's here. He's here. Do I want to run at him? I can't. I can't run. Why can't I run? I have a broken something. Something what? Let's see. Broken foot. God damn it. The forever broken foot. Are you here? You have a, yeah. I have a stupid pistol. Are you coming? Can I shoot you? I can shoot you. F off. You fudge stickle. You little fudge stickle. Don't you have some meds or something? I mean, you have this pistol. This is pretty good. I am going to drop the branded nail gun. Although I like it, I'm going to drop it. And I'm going to get this magnificent eagle. And I'm just going to destroy everything else. Branded nail gun. Man, I kind of like this. I don't want to drop it. I wish I could take it with me, but I have too much shit on me. I mean, since we are here, might as well go all the way up and see what happened in this room. Sadly, I have to break it myself because there's nobody else inside to open it for me, so... Wait, can't I attack it? You have to walk into it. You can't just target it to attack it. You have to just try to move to... Oh, wait, my wound is gone. My foot is healed. Oh, so they are here. They are waiting for us. How are they still alive? Wasn't there like a gigantic fire here? I guess this whole area extends further. Okay, maybe I should just go away. Because here's the thing. I'm not gonna open this because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get some health from it. I'm gonna come here and try to get the health from whatever is there. I'm losing 4 satiety every turn. I guess I'm gonna get my meat back because obviously... Wait. Obviously nothing happened here with the barrel. So the fire that spreads from the feet of a robot that he's just basically dragging the fire around, it creates this massive fire. However, if I blow up a barrel, it just puts two cells of fire around it and nothing else. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna have that. Might as well butcher these corpses, but I don't have the... actually no. 5 is the maximum stack, so never mind. Can I eat this without killing myself? No. I will literally kill myself. Actually, I will leave 1 single point left. Do I want to run around with 1 hit point? Just for the sake of it? Nah. Rapid fire. Let's reload. Can I reload? No. Where's my ammo? That's weird. Wait, this is not 9mm. This is the... okay, this is a different ammo. Well, in that case, give me back the pick hammer. Are you coming? Just gonna wait here for another round. And you got Kit back again. And he has, check this out, he has contusion and foot fracture. And he's finally dead. 4, nothing, 5, nothing. I don't know what this plus is. I guess it's a new tab that I haven't seen before. That's fine. I just gotta be careful to move slowly forward and not rush myself into some weird situation. What's here? Mr. Meaty, yes. Oh, and the branded nail gun, which is full. And we're getting the impactor gear, which I very much welcome. Thank you, game. This is amazeballs. Amazeballs. What do I drop? Do I want to drop the shotgun? Do I want to drop the knife? No, I kind of like the shiv. The shiv is my friend. I can drop this garbage. Oh, wait. No. I'm not going to drop that. Man, I got to drop something. Something has to go. Okay. Drop the shotgun. Yeah, I know it's a very powerful shotgun. I mean, it's useful because it has full burst, full auto. But no, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna drop all this stuff, rusty parts or crude mechanism. Which one? Which one do we want? So fixes makeshift 15, fixes tool 30. What's makeshift? Which one is makeshift? Makeshift. Nothing is makeshift. Okay, well, you know what? Ooh, the crash is makeshift. How much does it repair? It's pretty good. Okay, never. You know what? We're good. We're good like this. I could actually put the ammo inside the nail gun. There we go. Just wait for a couple of turns. Flip this around. And maybe unload this and take the ammo. Yep. Good. Can I use this to repair the helmet? Oh, yes, we can. Okay. Good. Brand new. We are like brand new. Now, normally, normal people use the door, but we're not normal people, so... Wait, why can't I... Yeah, we can. So this one you can attack. This one you can just shift click it, but the doors, you can't do that with the doors. Another crowbar, and this is perfect. Perfect in every way. I found a crowbar and it was perfect. Perfect in every way. Fixes energy weapons, reduces maximum condition. Okay, don't care. Bodybuilding increased level. Oh my god, we're already level 4 because I had the requirements to level up my skills set to minimum. So look, level 3, level 3. Yeah, this is way too overpower. It's way too overpowered, and I agree with the fact that even though it's chill, I feel like the game is not so interesting anymore. Let's experiment with the crowbar. So the crowbar to the face. Let's see what happens. Do we have something with the fractures? We have minor wound, contusion. So what happened to the severe fractures, my friend? Severe fractures. What? I want to see the severe fractures. Where are the severe fractures? Where? He's almost dead. Where are the... I demand severe fractures. Any severe fractures? No severe fractures. I guess I severely fractured him from his lifeline. Quad damage. This one still heals hypothermia, decreases quasimorphosis, decreases pain, extinguishes fire, fullness, intoxication, which is a problem. Let's go intoxicated. Sure, why not? Am I intoxicated? I'm not. The fractures advertised by the crowbar, intoxication advertised by the drinks, nothing delivered. False advertisement. My hit points just got healed though, so I'm happy about that thing. Bang, bang. Nothing? Severe fractures? Thigh fracture? Contusion. I would expect every single wound that comes out of an item that has severe fractures on it to be a severe fracture. That's my expectation. Not contusions, just okay, so arm fracture and thigh fracture. Okay, it's fine. I will give you that, game. You are giving me some fractures, I guess. Disassemble everything. Wait. Ah, no. It was disassembling of the... I still can't disassemble this. Even though I have a knife in my inventory, I have to put it on my arm use it and then put it back. So annoying.
I'll be happy in the future when I get what I want.
So effing annoying. Everyone is very slow. How am I not dead? And this guy only attacked once. Ah, he had only one fuel. Okay, never mind then. He still doesn't have fuel. Are you guys coming? At this point, I'm not even sure why I'm playing anymore because... I mean, I can see that there are a lot of enemies. So... the increased enemies... the increased number of enemies... so the increased number of enemies is something that you can notice. I've been killing like crazy. On maps that have quasimorphosis, this is going to trigger quasimorphosis much earlier, so it's something to be considered. However, I mean, I'm not really seeing a difficulty spike from the number of enemies. I am very squishy, and even playing like very even playing in a very aggressive way without paying attention to what I'm doing, I still managed to not die so far, even though I did come close. And I'm not really sure how I feel about this huge amount of enemy spam, because here's the thing, this is not necessarily bad. Nail gun 10 to 16, Brandon nail gun 12 to 20. This is not necessarily bad that there are so many enemies, because the enemies also give you loot, so even with all the settings of the loot being put to minimum, I'm still getting a lot of item drops, so I don't feel like I have lack of loot. In fact, I feel like there's plenty of loot everywhere. So yeah, I'm very much on the fence about these difficulty settings that I'm trying right now. I don't know what to say. I really don't know. I do say that this one is completely functional, and I will pick it up. Disassemble everything. Can I disassemble the gasoline? Ooh, insulating tape. Do I want to isolate anything? I'm gonna insulate myself from the elements. Can I insulate myself from damage using the insulating tape? I'm just gonna wrap it around my forehead and become immune to headshots. Quad damage. You know what? Just eat the quad damage. I got drunk. That's fine. Intoxicated. Whatever. Addicted to alcohol. Nothing special. Just another day. And we did get a can. Something to be aware of. Maybe put this in my tool belt and reload it. Yeah, it's also a different deal because I know that I'm not playing for real. So because I know I'm not playing for real, I don't really care about the game itself too much. So this is obviously affecting my my experience of the game. So what, did he drop something there? What was that? There was something green falling out of him. A piece of flesh. Okay. I guess he dropped his arm or something. Yeah, I amputated his whole leg. Okay. You are fast, right? You're no, you're slow. And you have a wrench and whatever. Ooh, what? Did you just move twice? Are you kidding me? Slow. 2. So he does have 2 action points. Hold on. I want to check. Yeah, he does have 2 action. Why is he listed as slow if he has 2 action points? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. For some reason, if you use sorbent, you get unaddicted to alcohol. Don't really understand it, but maybe that's how it is. Okay, bro. You coming? You're slow, you're slow. Gonna eat the noodles. Open up! It's the... Oh! God damn it, no. Close up, close up. Take it back. Good thing I had my helmet on. Protect me from work accidents. Did I get a skull fracture? -1 hit shoulder fracture. Oh no, my shoulder! Oh no! You're very slow. Okay. Doesn't matter that you're very slow because I have... Oh wait, this one stabilizes... I should be able to overwrite these, man. If I find a bandage and I should be able to apply it over an existing wound. I shouldn't be restricted. Oh, you're already bandaged. I'm sorry, you cannot re-bandage. Why? I can just rip off the bandage and put another one. Why? Why do I have to just wait for like 17 turns? What the fudge? Now I gotta drop something so I can keep this with me, so I can apply it after it's the other thing is gone. And I have no place to store it. I mean, I guess I could just drop this. You know what? 90mm bullets, you just go bye-bye. No more bullets. This room has been before on this level. I just know it. It's been like where? Here. Copy paste. And check this out. So it's once here, and then it's repeated again here, and then it's repeated again here. I mean, maybe a little changes to the algorithm so that they are not reoccurring so commonly on the same level. I don't know. I'm just saying. Don't know, bro. Feels a little bit of deja vu. Maybe randomize the content of the room a little bit so it's not exactly the same. I mean, even if the layout is the same, maybe the barrels, move the barrels around, move the workbench, move the... It doesn't have to be completely copy paste. I mean, seriously, look at this. Just 100% copy paste. Come on, man. Come on. Even the decals on the wall copy pasted. Right? Copy paste decals. We can do a little bit of work on the algorithm. It's not that complicated, I think. Isolating tape. Do I want glass shank? You know what? No. The story of the glass shank. It's a shank and it's made of glass. End of story. See, so this is the problem. I mean, this is the problem. Man, this has to be like probably the most repeated sentence in the university, in the history of sentences. This is the problem. This is one of the issues, one of the problems that I'm already, looks, it's so repetitive. I've been like playing this map for like what was it? 1 hour? And okay, let's pretend that this is just a temporary issue with the map generation. It's going to change later on, but it's so boring, man. I've been killing and killing and killing. It's the same enemy types. I just go from one room to another, doing the same thing against the same type of enemies. I'm not gonna say against the same. I haven't opened this box, or I did. Okay, never mind. Why? Why am I doing? Where's the fun? Where's the fun in it? I mean, yeah, I can increase the difficulty even further and make it more like tense, but it's not gonna remove the repetitiveness of it. It's just gonna be. It's exhausting. It's just exhausting. And I'm not getting the same vibe from Terminus Zombie Survivor. I'm not trying to advertise the game, even though I'm pretty much doing a very good job advertising it. But, and that's even more repetitive. It's like every single location node on the map. It's a square. It's a square with a different layout on the building. But somehow it feels more exciting. It feels more interesting. I don't know why. I don't know what is it that's more interesting in that. And that game has so much fewer content than this one in terms of itemization, conditions, and all that. This game is so much deeper. It has so many items, so much gear, so many resistances and stuff. And yet all these extra stuff is not adding value to the game. It's just not. And I'm so sick. Look, I am so sick of having to right-click the character and then click again just so I can see the speed. I think I've been doing this for trillions of times over the hundreds of hours of playing this game. It's just so annoying, man. Can we just get a way to look at the mouse over? I mean, we already have a mouse over effect, right? So I put my mouse over it and I can see on the left, fellow craft, attack and more. I do not care about the attack and more. Seriously, I already know that. It's useful in the beginning, but now it's not useful anymore. The fellow craft, okay, it's nice. It's the name, okay. How about, I'm just saying, how about instead of having me to click 2 times to get this information, just put the damn information on the mouse over. When I mouse over it, it should be on the left instead of attack and more. That doesn't really matter. Just give me the speed, give me the hit points, maybe give me the attacking, the activity. This may be useful when you're looking at it, if they are noticing it, you or not. I'm not really sure. This could be an icon. It doesn't have to be activity attacking. It could be an icon like an open eye or a closed eye or a ZZZ if they're sleeping. I don't know. And I don't think there's a point to show the resistances, but I think you can also get the resistances in the overlay. I think you can do it. So you can take all this essential information that I have to click like 3 and 4 times to look at it. You can take all that information and put it on the left screen when you mouse over. And it would be such an amazing improvement to the quality of life. It's huge improvement. Because this is something that you do all the time. You constantly look at the characters because you need to see their speed. You need. I mean, yeah, you can tell by the shape of their body. This guy is slightly tiny, so he should move faster. But you need to be 100% sure. So you have to check, even if you suspect that they're fast. So just put the info over there, please. Come on. Slow, too. Not really see the point of having a literal interpretation of the speed. Like very slow, fast. It doesn't really matter. Just give me the number. I don't care. It's actually confusing to when I read slow. My mind is like, this guy is moving one cell. It's not registering the two. It makes me confused. When I read slow, they're moving fast, and I'm like, what the fudge? Slow, very slow, fast. It adds no value. These are like symptoms of, instead of fixing the root problem, you're just adding more problems in order to make the root problem get justified. This is the kind of stuff. So the thing is that they created this overlay screen that displays information about the enemy, like this thing. And now in order to justify the existence of this, they keep these numbers here instead of putting them here. So it's like I invested so much work into developing this, and I don't want to throw away that work, so I'm just trying to keep it, even though it doesn't bring value. I'm just gonna keep it just because I put the time investment into it. I think that has a name, this syndrome, but I don't know which name it is. I can't do that. I gotta go away. Man, that's a lot of hits. It's like you shouldn't be afraid of scrapping everything you did, like down to 0 and starting over. You shouldn't, like, if you made a mistake at some point and you know that mistake is just gonna ripple on over and over for the rest of everything that you do, you shouldn't shy away from just ripping everything apart and starting over from the scratch. My opinion. And yes, it's counterproductive if you're working on deadlines and stuff. And I understand, I guess the publisher they have a publisher and they have a deadline to deliver the game. But at the end of the day, this is a game. So I think the ultimate goal is for the game to be fun and successful. I don't know, man. I do not know. Military first aid kit. Do I want to keep this somewhere? Do I want to drop something? What do I want to drop? You know what? This plastic is like meh. And why why do I even care what I'm picking up? It's not like I'm gonna continue this this playthrough. What am I even doing after all? I'm just sitting here and talking rubbish. And yeah, I think I pretty much established everyone has a crowbar and everyone has a melee weapon or sometimes a flamer. So this is kind of it. I kind of saw... Yeah, at this point it's just a game wasting my time. It's basically a grindy experience. Why? So I'm trying to think of the philosophy of why we play games. I'm trying to go into the deep side of things right now. So
I'll make something of my life and come
that
back with success.
when you play, like, let's imagine you're playing an FPS game, right? And you actually there's a good example. This A Quiet Place. This game, Quiet Place game, that released a couple of weeks or months ago. It got a pretty bad reviews because, and I saw it. I was watching it played by the Rad Brad, someone that I follow for a long time. I'm not sure if you know him. He's a YouTuber. He does playthroughs. So I was watching him play the game, and it's like the whole game is... It's like one scene after another scene, which is carefully level designed, and each scene is you moving, trying to not make noise, and trying to kind of like solve the mini puzzles, although they're not really puzzles. It's more like, how do I go through this scene without with making as little noise as possible. And later on, when you advance through the game, there's this alien that shows up and they move through the scene, and you're trying to avoid the alien while also navigating towards the exit of the scene. And you can, I'm calling them scenes, but they're basically like game rooms, like spaces. They're not really rooms like in the actual sense of a room. But yeah, they are called scenes in game design. It's basically a space that has one or more entry points and one or more exit points, and The player spends some time inside the scene to quote unquote resolve the scene, and then they move on to the next scene and so on. So that's like the entire game. That's like a quiet place. And obviously every now and then there's a section where there's dialogue, interaction with other like NPCs and so on, which is pretty much at its core that this is the game loop for pretty much all games. If you think of them, I don't know, if you think back to, let's say, man, I can't think of any names right now, but what's the game with man, I have to, what's wrong with me? What's the name of the other game? Now I have to look it up because I completely The Last of Us. Yeah, right. How can I forget the name? Yeah, so if you think of The Last of Us, because oddly enough, like many years ago, I also watched The Last of Us. I never played it, but I watched it on the Rad Brad's channel as well. So The Last of Us, kind of, it's the same thing. It's like you move from one scene to another, and then you resolve the scene and pass on and so on. And each scene has different enemies, different layouts, and obviously the scenes are different in size. Some games have bigger scenes, others have smaller scenes. Like for example, in Terminus Zombie Survivor, you can think of every single map node as a scene, and you go in, you resolve the scene, and you move on. So it's kind of more or less the same concept at its core for pretty much all games. And obviously you can also have game levels, and each game levels has one or more scenes like this that you need to resolve, and not all games have a clear distinction between levels. Like The Last of Us has a seeming transition between them, so you flow through the game, but they are structured like that in scenes and levels and so on. Even though it's not immediately obvious. So what I was getting to Quasimorph, right? So this game also is kind of structured the same way. So this is like, you can think of this level as a scene, and the combination of all the levels that I'm going through right now put together form the whole level, which is the mission. So I know that currently I'm on the first level, and this is called a level, but from a design perspective, the whole mission is the level, and this first level is the first scene of the level, right? You can also think of it differently. You can think of each room being a scene and the whole level being a level, although from my perspective that's not really accurate, because there's no particularity in this game. There's no particularity to each room. Each room is just a shape that's combined with all the other shapes to form the whole structure of the current level, which I refer to as a scene. So that's why I'm not referring to rooms as particular scenes. So anyway, the point is that where I'm trying to get with all this rambling is,
Obviously, Snape's room was horrendous.
what is the point? You know, I'm trying to draw a very, very hard to draw parallel to A Quiet Place. Yes, they are completely, totally different games. But fundamentally, at the core level, it is the player traversing scenes towards some final goal, right? That's kind of pretty much all games in existence, unless you're talking about other type of games like pinballs, Tetris, and even Tetris. If you think about it, it's kind of the same concept if you abstract it enough, although maybe not exactly the same. So what is the point? What keeps us when we are playing games? What keeps us moving forward? Because ultimately, all games are a waste of time, right? So you're just playing because you're attracted to the game somehow. There's something interesting about the game. There's either the it's action packed and it triggers your adrenaline, it triggers your dopamine through a reward system. It's interesting from a story perspective and you're curious to see what's next. There's something going on. In order for a game to be appealing, there has to have something that's keeping you playing. I'm trying to identify what exactly is keeping me playing this one. And I'm not finding it. When I started playing the game, I had something that was keeping me playing. I'm not really sure what that was. And that something may be different for the same game for different players. Some player can find something that's keeping them playing. And others find a different thing, even if it's the same game. I feel like this game has lost, for me, this game has lost that thing that kept me playing before. I mean, look at this. We've been killing, like, look at how many enemies we've been killing. What exactly is going forward? I mean, yes, we have the objective to finish the mission, right? And my goal right now is to find the elevator. So all this is not adding value to the gameplay, it's just making the level be longer. It's just that the game is trying to be as long as possible. And why? That's why I'm trying to determine why. Is it helping the story? It's not helping the story. Is it giving me something? It's not really giving me something because I only have limited inventory, and even if I collected everything from the map, I mean, that's kind of like, what's the point? You collect everything from the map and then why do you play anymore? You have all the items in the world, right? So with sandbox games, usually, like let's think of RimWorld, for example. RimWorld has something that's very valuable, and it's emergent storytelling, right? There are things that are happening and the world itself starts to tell a story through the actions of the inhabitants of the world, even if it's animals running around the map, events that are happening, your characters, the way you interact with the world. So this is like a story that forms from the world, from the interactions of the elements of the world. But this doesn't have that because this is not that kind of a game. You cannot have that in Quasimorph. You're just moving from a room to another room and killing the same enemies. So is it challenging to kill the enemies? Not really, unless you up the difficulty quite a lot. And then even if you up the difficulty quite a lot, the question is, what exactly is challenge? What does challenge mean? Is it testing my my reflexes? No, it's not testing my reflexes because it's not Counter-Strike. It's not that kind of a game. Is it testing my ability to solve problems intelligently? To some extent it is, but also it is not, because it's not like killing those enemies are puzzles. What Quasimorph is testing in terms of difficulty, in terms of challenge, it is testing my consistency. It's testing my attention to detail. It's testing my focus. So I need to constantly focus on what I'm doing. I need to constantly stop and look at the enemies around me to assess the situation, to calculate every single move and navigate the best outcome possible based on the scenario, on the moment, on the context. So that's basically what is testing. And in that way, the game is similar to chess, because chess is kind of like the same thing. You're at every single turn, you look at the context in which you are. You look at your pieces, you look at your options, and you look at the enemy's option, and you try to figure out the best course of action based on the current turn. And every single turn, that the thing changes. And you may try to have some sort of long-term plans, long-term strategies. These may work, these may not work. The enemy also has long-term strategies, and you're basically constantly racing each other and trying to out-strategize each other, right? So the problem is that this is not a 1v1 PvP game like chess is. You do not have that enemy entity, that enemy intelligence that is constantly racing you, trying to outsmart you, outwit you, outthink you. This is just you working against the environment. So you're already basically removing the challenge that a similar context like chess would bring. I'm not even sure how to express this. Basically what I'm trying to say, it's like the only challenge that this game presents is the same challenge that chess presents, but it's not as fun because it's not presented in the same context as chess. So I guess what I'm getting through with it is that it fails at delivering the type of challenge it has engaged itself in delivering. Obviously, this is not something like, I don't think anyone planned this. It's not like a master plan that, oh, we're gonna make this like chess and we're gonna. No, I don't think it's just how the dice got rolled, and this is how it felt. But it's just falling short at delivering a challenge. That's what I'm trying to get to. I was trying to look at the aspect of challenge, and it's not there. So the difficulty settings that came are a good point. This is a good point. I mean, this is obviously an issue, and the developers obviously noticed this, and the players also noticed this, and they tried to address it, and they came up with the difficulty settings and all that, which is normal. It's expected. You want to solve this issue, right? But it's not solvable. That's what I'm getting to. It's not something you can solve because it's fundamentally, it's not the type of problem that you can solve. Again, if you go back to the chess parallel, you can solve this if you create like a multiplayer game, and you can imagine that the enemies are moved by another player, and then it becomes a challenge, yeah. But I don't think, maybe putting some very smart AI would make the game challenging. But let's face it, I don't think that's something that you can actually do. I mean, maybe with the smart AIs that we have nowadays, maybe in a couple of years we'll see some very badass games with very interesting, challenging difficulties, not created by just simply upping the numbers, because this is the age-old solution to difficulty. I'm just gonna make the enemies more enemies, more resistances, more damage, more. Oh, that's an artificial attempt to solve a problem, and it usually doesn't work. It just doesn't work. There is a place for difficulty like that. There's a place for increasing the numbers, but usually, like, it didn't work 20 years ago. It's not working now. It's not making the game more interesting. It's making the game more. I'm not even sure how to translate this in terms of I don't know, human language. How does it differ from, like, for example, if you're a casual player and you just want to have fun with a game versus if you're a hardcore player and you're trying to do like a speed run or something like that. I mean, it's very see, it's very even. It's very hard to even talk about these things, let alone try to find solutions to them. Because yeah, we're talking about games, but games are something very complex, and they are part of our human. They are part of what makes us human to some point, and the fact that we have these complex games is a manifestation of our complex high level of intelligence. I think the more intelligent the creature is, the more complex games they have, the more complex games they play. So I'm not even sure where I'm going with this anymore. I was following a chain of thought, but then I realized that this is this is a dead end room, and at this point I'm completely lost because, to be honest, I haven't been approaching this map exploration with the same diligence as I normally do, and I think I missed a whole bunch of areas, and this is unexplored. Also, this is a huge map. This is also unexplored. And to be honest, I mean, I haven't even explored these side rooms. And given my past history and the luck that I have a feeling that the elevator is right here somewhere. Yeah, so to circle around, because I'm back to talking about the map, and I went on this crusade of random rambling about game difficulty because I was frustrated since I wasn't finding the elevator. And oddly, after all this time, I'm still not finding the elevator, and I'm still frustrated. And I'm gonna leave that guy over there. Yeah, so the point is, right now, I've been spending all this time trying to find the elevator, and there's no challenge for me, even though I'm playing... Yeah, I'm not playing with extra visibility, and I'm not playing with extra AP. That's all. But everything else is more difficult than the standard difficulty. And I'm not even paying attention to the game. It's so easy. It's so easy. There's no challenge. And the problem is that this artificial difficulty that is introduced by just increasing the numbers. Now this one is a dead end. This difficulty doesn't result in a pleasant gameplay challenge. It results in higher spikes. So it's not challenging. I'm playing around, and every now and then there's a spike in which I could just end up dead. And yes, I agree that that spike can be avoided if you're paying attention all the time and you're being like 100% focused and you're being very calculated, which is normally my playstyle. If you watch previous streams of mine, you know that that's how I play. But again, that's not fun, man. It's just not fun. There has to be some other goal. There has to be something else. I can't just move from a room to another room and keep killing hordes of enemies that are the same. Hoping that at some point I'm just gonna finish the mission, and then after I finish the mission, I'm just going to do it all over again. You know? That's the main problem here. And usually, like, if you think of this is not a roguelike game, okay? It had some roguelike elements. The fact that you die, you lose the clone, and you have some meta progression that happens in between your deaths, and then you start over again. But this is failing to capture the good part of the roguelike genre, because the roguelike genre is about fast iteration. So you go in, you try something out completely fresh, you have some fun trying something out, you die, you lose, and you start over again, and then you have the opportunity to do something completely different, or you can try to do the same thing. If you found something that works, you may try to refine the strategy and do something similar and make it better, you know? So it's all about the challenge is about exploring. Every single playthrough is an exploration of possibilities, and playing, strategizing, and changing ideas around. And this time you have a crazy idea and you want to try it out, and you have this crazy build. This is what draws people into games like Vampire Survivors. Every time you play a run, there's the factor of randomness, and that factor of randomness makes things interesting, because your strategy may be good, but it may just happen that you're unlucky and it doesn't work out for you. So you try it again, and this time works. So it's like a constant tug of war between your ideas and the environment and what works and doesn't work. So it keeps things fresh. That's what it makes you come back over and over again. And yes, obviously, I'm not talking about the Vampire Survivor in particular, because they added all those elements of like gambling that hits your dopamine centers and makes you stick around. But all those are extra like salt and pepper on top of a good food. If you have a good food, salt and pepper on top of it, and all the spices make that good food even better. But if you have a bad food, you can put all the salt and pepper in the world on it, it's still gonna be a bad food. So look at the elevator, it's right here, man. Like, this was the second room I visited. Like, I think it was 10 minutes into the playthrough, it was right here, and I just went and spent like a whole hour over here. So I guess the point is, what is the point? Where am I even going with this? The point is that it's missing here that that fundamental layer, the first layer of why am I playing? It's not being hit. Okay, so now I'm on the second level, right? So for the moment, it's interesting because the tile changed, right? So this is something that, ooh, I'm a player. Ooh, I got to the second level. Nah, this is cool. What is this? This is nice. Let's see this, how it looks. So there's this factor of exploration. The problem is that this is not the type of game that has every single level manually crafted. So the exploration is like short-lived. The tile set, I'm going to be very fast accommodated to it, accustomed to it. And the rooms are going to repeat, so at some point very soon the factor of exploration goes away, it disappears, it's gone. So I don't care about exploration anymore, right? So we scratch that out. What else is there a factor in this game? Is looting. Looting is cool. This is something that is very appealing in Terminus Zombie Survivor. Looting is interesting. But here's the problem with that. It's very limited here, because I only have a limited inventory space. So I can't really loot anything. I loot some things, but that's about it. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality, right? So when is the looting event happening? When is my brain getting triggered by this looting ticklish gameplay factor? Well, it is being triggered whenever I kill an enemy and I get to loot their corpse to see what they dropped. This is kind of what happens in MMOs if you play World of Warcraft and you kill something. Is, ooh, what did that guy drop, right? Does he have some cool things? And especially when you kill a elite mob, it's like, ooh, what, I wonder what they dropped. And whenever they drop down on the floor and they have like this aura of color, I'm not sure that if that was WoW or another game, you have this, you see this purple glow and you know, oh, there's some cool stuff in there, and I need to check it out and see what the cool stuff is. So this piñata, loot piñata effect, this is something that keeps players coming. Guess what? It's not here in Quasimorph. It used to be at some point, I think. There were some enemies that had like cool stuff. Maybe it was only in my mind. I don't know. But now it feels like once you see like one or two or three enemies on a level, you kind of know what to expect for the rest of the level. And you know 100% sure that we will not see anything else. So I'm seeing wrenches and crushers and crowbars, and that's it. So I know for sure there's not going to be any excitement in the future of the whole level, because I know there's not going to be anything else cool to loot. So this whole gameplay fun element is out the window as well. Exploration is gone. This loot effect is gone. I'm not even sure how to call it. So then, what else is there? What else is there fun? Is there visuals and audio? Because this is also something that appeals to us as gamers. The satisfaction when you shoot someone, or you like in Doom, for example, when you shoot at an enemy and they just explode into pieces, or when you have a cool finishing move and you just do, like in Mortal Kombat, you have a nice finishing move, or even in Doom again had some amazing death scenes when you grab someone and you just shove your shotgun in their face and then you blow them apart. So the wow factor, this is also something that keeps gamers playing games, but I think we can all agree that there's no such thing as a wow factor here. It's not the kind of game that would appeal to that kind of triggers. So again, this is not something that that motivates us playing this game. And I'm thinking, I'm randomly thinking of games that are kind of similar in terms of mechanics, and I'm thinking Fallout. Now Fallout, if you play the original one, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 as well, there was this perk called Bloody Mess. I mean, I'm not sure if they did it intentionally in terms of game design or if it was just a side effect, but they nailed that satisfaction. Like whenever you shoot in Fallout, an original Fallout, you shoot once, and if the enemy dodges, it has this, the sprite of the enemy has this animation, like they lean, sort of like in Matrix, when they were dodging bullets in Matrix, they were leaning with their chest towards the side. And Fallout has kind of like that. When you shoot someone and you're not hitting them, you're glazing them, they have this, they lean back to the side and it feels like the bullet bounced off them, and it's like you don't hear that noise of the bullet hitting the surface. You don't hear that. You hear your bang, like your pistol goes bang, and you see them doing that dodge animation, and you feel frustrated because you don't hit. It's like a mental trigger that happens immediately, and then this frustration that the game gives you is released when, so on one side you build this frustration into the player as they are failing to hit, and when you hit, you feel that satisfying sound of the bullet hitting the target, and you feel like this crunchiness sound. It feels like you're hitting the meat, you're breaking the armor and hitting the meat, and it's so satisfying because you hear that, and you also see the amount of damage that the enemy took with numbers, and it's giving you this mental satisfaction. So it's like, it's such a small thing, it's a very hard to notice detail, but it has such a great impact on the gameplay because it creates this this dynamic between frustration and release of frustration, release frustration. It's like, I'm not sure if they did it intentional, if it was just an oh, you know what, I'm just gonna make myself food right here. Oh shit. So again, I'm not sure if that was the original intent of the guys at Black Isle, the guys that developed the Fallout, the original Fallout, but it's so well done, man. It's so, it lands. And also when you have critical hits, you're scoring much more damage, and especially when they die, the enemies die, especially when you burst them. Like for example, you fire full auto at them and they die, and every now and then it triggers the bloody mess effect and they just explode, and you hear this burst of rounds that leaves your weapon, it's like bang 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 bang, and then combines with the sound of bullets hitting the flesh and penetrating, and you hear that penetration fleshy sound, and then you see them visually, the sprite, you just burst into blood and they just spray body parts everywhere in all directions, and it's like so satisfying. And again, you see a lot of gore in this game as well, and a lot of explosions, but the problem is that it's gratuitous. It's like constantly. If you give this bloody gore all the time, you're not building that frustration, you're not building that desire to see, to get the satisfaction, the release. So you can't just, it's like the carrot versus the stick. If you give the carrot all the time, and you never give the stick, then the carrot loses its value. It's not appealing anymore. It's not the same thing. Again, I put the meat here, and instead of exploding and burning the meat, it's just burning around it. So again, that could be something that could be implemented into this game. And I'm going like in a philosophical way. I'm going over every single gameplay aspect of the game, and I'm trying to identify what could be done to make the game fun, what is fun currently in the game. And again, so far I haven't identified something that's fun in the game. I'm trying to. I'm not being mean. I'm not being rude to the game. I'm just going at it in a scientifical approach, and trying to isolate things and see what works and what doesn't work and what the game has going for it. And here's the thing, I just right click by mistake, because I use right click to look around, and I right click by mistake somewhere around here, and there's still like this quirk or bug. I'm not even sure if it's a bug. Sometimes you click and it just moves you by mistake instead of just watching. I didn't want to go here. I just clicked to look, and for some reason I think I double click or something, and I clicked too fast or something, and it just moved me here. Yeah, so that could be something that this game could have going for it, because it's in many ways it's very similar to Fallout. It's a turn-based combat. It's a top-down perspective. Well, Fallout, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Fallout had a isometric perspective with a hex grid. This has a frontal top-down perspective with a tile grid. It doesn't really matter. It's basically the same game, just different approaches to different styles of view orientation. So I think that could be, with a little bit, I mean, not with a little bit, with a lot of work and a lot of effort, that could be made into an appealing gameplay element for this game. Like, again, it's not easy to do. and I'm not sure. I'm circling back to my original statement. I'm not sure if the original developers of Fallout did that intentionally, if they were actively trying to do that push and pull with the frustration levels and the release of the frustration levels and the satisfaction, but they did a great job. And both Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 have this amazing visuals for the combat. And again, this, like, in terms of actual graphics, it's very simple. It's not something special, and the animations are repeated. It's not they're not new. Every time the bloody mess happens, if you see how bloody mess happens on one type of sprite, you kind of, it's the same for all the same sprites, right? It's not different every time, but it's so well done. And it doesn't really matter that it's the same. Every time you see it, you every single time you play combat, you hope that this is the time that you see, like, the pinata of bloody guts and gore happening, exploding. Because again, it doesn't happen every time, it doesn't happen consistently, but it happens based on a criteria, and you're always hoping that criteria gets triggered so that you get to experience it. And there's this perk that you can take, which is called Bloody Mess. You can actually take this perk, and actually, I'm not sure. No, wait, it's not a perk. I'm remembering it wrong. It's not a perk. It's a trait. It's called Jinxed, if I'm not mistaken. And if you have this Jinx perk, it's like everyone has misfortune, but it includes you, and every time you manage to land a killing blow, they explode in bloody mess. Okay, maybe I'm not remembering right. Maybe my mind is a mixture of things that I remember from Fallout 2 versus things that I remember from Fallout 3, which is a completely different game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm 100% sure that the bloody mess thing was about every time you score a kill, instead of them just dropping to the floor and leaving blood everywhere, they would just explode in many small bits. And if you're playing if you're playing with miniguns, the chances of the enemies getting exploded into tiny bits was higher. And also, for example, you would shoot someone with a plasma weapon, they would just melt. They had this cool animation. Their body would just melt into a pool of green goo on the floor. So that was like the bloody mess equivalent of a plasma weapon. When you would shoot someone with a laser weapon, they would just get cut into half, which was also cool. So the animations were so cool and different based on the character, on the actual sprite, different based on the weapon that you were using. This thing is still burning. It's been burning for a while. I guess as long as there are robots moving around in it, they just keep the fire going because they don't die too fast from the fire. So they just move it around and move it around and move it around. So see, you can see there's a whole bunch of gore everywhere. We have gore everywhere, but it's not scratching that itch. It's not building up an itch, and it's not scratching an itch. Do I want to go and I'm desperately low on food, and I know I put food here and it's cooked, you can see fried meat, but I can't get to it. And because of those robots, these guys are not letting the fire get like extinguished, I guess. And I'm also running out of fuel to my crusher, and I need to reload, but I don't find the time to reload because there are so many of them around. I should switch to the crowbar maybe. I'm gonna do it now while I have the time. I may not have the opportunity to do it later. The shovel is still the same shovel I remember, it seems. Attacks nearby, piercing throw, and it, from what I remember, I think it has a heavy hit. I'm just gonna stick with the crusher because it's very strong. So for example, yeah, I'm looking. Let's imagine that this game had the same approach to damage and the visual effects that Fallout had. So for example, right now, every time I hit one of these guys, all I expect from it is for them to die. And every time they die the same way. By the way, this kickback, this throwback is extremely frustrating. It's not, this throwback is not something that's cool. It's the opposite of giving me a satisfaction as a player. It's giving me a frustration. It doesn't even sound good. It's not like it's a nice throwback animation where they, I don't know, maybe push them down, back and they fall down, or they hit, like they get pushed so bad that they hit something, and it's just frustrating. That's all I can say about it. It feels frustrating. Now that sound is pretty cool, but I'm hearing that sound all the time. Everything that makes a sound makes the same sound. So yeah, you see that? It's like it just pushed them back. There's no. Okay, now this thing is blocking the way. Oh my god, this is a huge pile here. When did it get so big, man? And why are the guys destroyed? Did it convert all the bodies into parts? No, because there's still this guy. Wait, no, this guy is under me. Yeah, okay, I get it. I see now. So it's when this happens, when this pile happens, it's what the game is doing is destroying all the bodies that were here on this tile, and it's basically executing that butcher option on all of the bodies, and it's piling up all the components in the same inventory tab, which is good because it performs sort of a cleanup of that tile. I approve of that. And you see all the body parts here, which is cool. Yeah, this is cool. But again, there was no, I mean, there's no man, I wish there was a button to stack everything. I'm so frustrated because I see all of them like this, and my OCD is just to arrange everything. I just have this OCD. I wanna arrange everything. It's just bothering me. I don't need them to be arranged, but it's just my brain being effed up, and it's like, no, it has to be stacked. Everything has to be organized. I know that most people don't have this issue, but let's face it, when you look at this mess here, it's very hard to process what's going on. And even if you don't stack them, you would wish for them to be ordered somehow so that you can make sense of what's here and see if there's anything useful that you want or not. And the fact that this is such a huge mess is, again, it's not something that triggers positive feelings in your brain. It triggers frustration in your brain. And I know this is a small thing. It's a tiny thing, but you see, one tiny thing there, one tiny thing there, one tiny thing there. There's like frustration over frustration over frustration. What it should be doing, the game instead, it should be doing the opposite. It should be adding one cool thing here, one cool thing there, one interesting thing here that tickles your brain, you know? This thing tickles your brain this way, this one tickles your brain this other. So this is how you make a game feel good. You know, it's like you either have something that's massively fun, or you just keep adding like tiny little things, like I was talking about that thing in Fallout with the bloody mess and the sound and the effects and the dodging, and it's like that's how you craft great games. You have to Either get lucky with some amazing mechanic, amazing gameplay features, or just do these, be aware and do these subtle things that add up one after another, and ultimately make the game experience better. And it makes me wonder what are they teaching? What are they teaching in game design school? Because nowadays most of the games are just bad. I'm not talking about indie games, because indie games, even Quasimorph, as much as I'm complaining about Quasimorph, there's still something to it. There's still something very interesting to it. But especially in AAA games, most people that are working in AAA industry are people that went to game design school, to game school, to university that teaches game development. And I'm not talking about the guys that are doing graphics and all that, modeling, texturing, programmers, audio designers. I'm talking about game designers, the ones that are designing the actual game mechanics. What are they getting taught in those universities? What are they teaching in those universities? Because I know that if you go back in the 90s, those guys that were doing games successfully in the 90s, they knew their shit, man. They had all these tiny little tricks that they were doing. They were pulling all these subtle maneuvers, and they were making games fun. You don't really know why they're fun, but they are fun, and they can, if you talk to those people, they will be able to isolate elements that are the ones that are fun, and they will tell you that this is what makes a game fun. And like, for example, if you listen to that interview with the guy that made Vampire Survivor, he talks about how he brought these particular elements from the gambling industry, the gambling scene. He brought them to the computer games, and you can see them in the game when you play the game, and you know they work and they deliver, you know. So obviously now that he did that, everyone is doing the same thing. They're just copying. I'm seeing those elements mixed and matched like over and over. I've seen so many different variations on those elements, and you can see them in the last 4 years since Vampire Survivor came out, which is good. It's actually good that people are mix and matching these features. But I'm gonna die out of starvation. I need to get to my meat. Let me get to my meat. Oh no! Don't! Mother fudger. And I have nothing to patch myself up with. Okay, let's try to stabilize wounds. I made a mistake. I exited the... I'm dead. How am I not dead? This is weird, man. I can't believe... Wait, is this moving? Yeah, he's slow. Yeah, I can't do anything. I'm dead. You know what? Let's go out in the blaze of glory. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this again. Yes, I mean, obviously I have the respawn and at the beginning of the level, but I'm not gonna do this again. Again, I'm not motivated by the game, you know. I guess 1 hour ago when I started rambling this about the gameplay, why am I doing this? You know, what's keeping me moving forward? Is the goal of finishing the mission and getting the reward enough? Because I know that I'm gonna finish the mission, and yes, right now I have the game difficulty settings atrociously bad, so my reward is going to be really bad. But that's not the point. Even if you play on normal and you get normal reward, what am I getting as a player out of it? You know, what is the satisfaction that I'm getting? I'm getting a bunch of loot, which I can also get inside the mission. It's not like special loot that you can only get at the end of the mission. It's just a bunch of loot. Most of the times it's disappointing loot. It's not even good loot. So what then after I get the loot? I do this all over again, right? I pick another mission, I do it all over again. Is that it? But if I don't have anything, if going through the mission itself doesn't, A, it doesn't present a challenge. B, it doesn't tickle my brain in any way in terms of satisfaction. C, it doesn't present any exploration factor, so I'm not, oh wow, this level is so cool. So there's none of that factor of exploration, of discovery. D, it's not story driven, so there's no story to be had by advancing in the level. Written story by the creator of the game. There's not such story. And what was it? D? Am I on D? A, B, C, D, E. I'm on E. So the fifth thing. There's no emergent story. So there's not like a RimWorld where you play around and one of your I don't know, there's some random guy that walks onto the map and he has some crush on someone in your faction, and they join your faction and they play around with them and they get married and some of them get sick and die. So there's no emergent story either. What is left? That's the real question. What is there left to do? It's just a grind. And maybe the grind works for something like World of Warcraft, right? But World of Warcraft is a grind that you know you're doing towards some sort, because when you're doing that grind, you're thinking, oh man, I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna level up, I'm gonna show off my my new stuff that I got, I'm gonna go on raids, I'm gonna do. You're always having this prospect of what I'm gonna do. So you're grinding towards what you're imagining that you're gonna do. And the problem, there are many other problems with that. Usually the fact that what you're imagining is not really going to be satisfied by reality. It's like a romanticizing what is going to be, and when you actually get to the end game, you realize that it's not like you're imagining it, and you stop playing and stuff like that. But that's something else. It's like different type of games, different problems. But what is there here to do? You know? What is my prospect? I mean, I'm grinding so I can get stuff and get more points and increase my points, because it's not changing the mechanics. Getting a better weapon doesn't mean that I'm gonna play differently with that weapon. I'm playing the same, but I have bigger numbers. Getting an armor the type of armor doesn't mean that I'm going to play differently defensively. No, it just means that I have bigger numbers. And look at these. There are so many resistances and damage types. There weren't so many in the beginning. There were fewer of them. But adding these to the game didn't add anything. It just added more harder time for the game developer to balance the numbers, because there's more numbers to balance. But it adds no value. The different types of effects don't change the gameplay. The gameplay is the same. It doesn't matter that I shoot beam weapons, if I shoot explosive damage, if I shoot pierce damage. The way I attack is the same. The way the enemies defend is the same. So it doesn't matter the damage, it's the same thing. It's just, if this guy has a bigger number here, then I know to use the weapon that does this type of number, because the enemy has a lower number here. So it's just a matter of mathematics. It's just a matter of, I'm gonna keep a weapon that does pierce, and I'm gonna keep a weapon that does blunt or different ammo. And if this guy has I don't know, flame, I'm going to do the other one. So it just adds no value. It's more content that doesn't add more value. And this is the problem with Quasimorph. This has been the problem with Quasimorph for the last, pretty much ever since 6.0, when a lot of content start being added. there is a lot more content that is added, but it's not adding any value to me as a game experience. Now apparently this whole stream has turned into a massive rant of me talking about things. I should have. This was the especially good stream to have the camera on, because I'm talking and I'm waving my hands and I'm expressing myself, but I'm not capturing that on the camera. I guess that's the disadvantage of not streaming with a camera. And to be honest, the visuals of what I'm doing, it's not that great, because I'm not really doing anything interesting on the screen. Let's look at the settings again. So I experimented with a different type of playing the game. I tried to put myself out of the box, out of my comfort zone, and try to play the game in a different way. And it's a very good thing that the game now has those difficulty settings that allow you to customize this. However, I failed to deliver a more entertaining experience for myself, unfortunately. Now, this may be a case of me. This may not be the game. This is probably just me. It's not you, it's me, bro. But again, I tried to also look at the game in a scientific way, try to analyze it from break it apart and try to find the gameplay elements that would motivate players, would stimulate players, but I'm not finding them. That's the problem. That's the problem, and I guess the moral of the entire stream today. They just aren't there, and unfortunately the game didn't make any progress towards adding
The history of humanity is
adding more value on that end in the last year, basically. A lot of the game is much more deep. Is much deeper now. It has much more stuff, and it's awesome. But I haven't seen, after all. I let the developer cook, and they're still cooking, but they're kind of getting towards the end of the cooking process, to be honest. And I jumped and waited for them to hopefully deliver something that wasn't there, and I always presumed that there was in the mind of the developers, there was some great end goal that once they finish cooking they will reach. I'm not seeing it yet, and I'm afraid it's not gonna happen. And yeah, I would say if you can't deliver like on a very spectacular gameplay gem that adds some sort of miraculous value, which is not something that's easily achieved, and I don't think it's gonna happen. Like if you can't deliver like a Deus Ex Machina like solution to the gameplay, you have to at least try to like spice up the game at the very end in a way in which it becomes tasty, you know? So if your food that you cooked, you spend a lot of time, you spend 2 hours cooking a food, and if your food is bland, it's not spectacular. It's not bad, okay? This is not bad food. But it's not great food either. It's just meh. You know, it's the kind of food that you eat once and then you're like, you know what, I'll have something else today. So if you can't do that as a cook, you might as well, at the last minute effort, try to like go all in on the spices and try to pull some sort of flavor off with spices. Maybe that's going to be delivered. I don't know. Hopefully it's going to be delivered. Otherwise, I unfortunately, I don't see myself playing this anymore. It's just I keep coming to it regularly. I've been coming to it regularly for the last year. I used to stream this a lot. Every week I used to play this a lot, and then I stopped. I basically lost interest, and I stopped. Kept coming back to it over and over again. And some of the changes and additions are good. The game has progress. The game has more stuff, but it's not more fun. That's all. It is not more fun. It's bigger. It's more complex. More in depth. But it's never ever. I never came back to it and said, "Oh, you know what? It's much more fun now." No, not even one bit. Yeah, and I don't know what to say about that. Maybe the story is gonna come together in the end, and I will definitely play this again if the story is very promising in the campaign. Maybe I will play it for the story itself. But to be honest, that will have to be one hell of a story, because so far the story elements are not that strong, to be honest. And it never was an advertised feature. I knew that from the beginning. This was advertised. This was basically a sandbox-ish experience, supposed to be played repeatedly played, like sort of like a roguelike, but it's not really a roguelike, and so on. Yeah, that's what it is. Unfortunately. And I will end my constant rambling for the last, what was it? 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm not even sure how much I've been around here. I started at 10, so it's now 14. So like, what, 4 hours? 4 hours out of which the last 2, it was me rambling on about gameplay and stuff. Yeah, I gotta say that I have a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth right now. I was really hoping to. I had a lot of expectations from this game. Maybe that was my fault because I set all those expectations up. But it feels now that I'm kind of settling in. I'm finally like admitting reality, and to be honest, I don't think that this is going to be this game is ever going to be more than it is right now. It's not a bad game. It's just the fact that me and probably other players as well, but me in particular, I had great expectations from this, and these expectations weren't met, and that's not necessarily the game's fault. It's probably my fault, because I mean, it's like everyone can have any expectations from anything. It's not anyone's obligation to meet those expectations, you know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they pull something off. Maybe there's some strategic master plan that is going to, in the end, come together amazingly and form this awesome game. I hope I hope that happens, and if that happens, I'll definitely be playing a lot more of this game. But right now, I'll probably come back again in a couple of weeks once the 0.8, 0.5 update releases, and try to give it another shot and see how it goes. I will definitely try again to play with the highest difficulty setting, the one that's right now, the one that I started the game right now, the what's unfair, right? Which also increases the AP. I'm not a fan of the AP system. I'm not gonna go into the details again. I think the AP system sucks and it needs complete overhaul. But I am going to try that, because as it stands right now, last stream that I had when I played it, I had probably the most interest. I wouldn't say fun, but the most interest for the game, because of the intense focus that I had to give the game. I did not enjoy my experience today because it's obvious now that the game is not meant to be played superficially. If you're playing the game superficially, and I think this is probably even going to create a lot of problems for the players that are playing easy, because if you're playing easy, it's clear that there is absolutely nothing interesting for you to play in the game. It's just a grind. It's pointless. So I guess the strong point of the game is its difficulty. There is an argument to be made about removing completely the difficulties and going like making the game super hard and have a single difficulty and make it like this ultra niche, ultra hardcore game. There's an argument to be had. That thing doesn't work well with the masses. It's not appealing to increase the number of sales. So that's an aspect to be had. However, as someone that I knew a long time ago used to say, it's better to be good at very good at something than be average at a lot of things. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, that's it. If you have been, thanks for watching. And if you're playing this in the background while you're doing something else, I hope my rambling on doesn't bring you down. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you next time with another stream, probably of another game. I have something coming with Terminus Zombie Survival. I think I have a very condensed playthrough of a whole game as a video, not a stream. I will try to get it done by the end of the year. Anyway, yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and bye bye.